Ladies, gentlemen, and unidentified entities. Welcome back to the clearlyCubbage stream. I'm your host, Cubbage, and tonight we're going to be delving deep into the special and creepy elements of the urban legend sphere in South Africa. So, unfortunately, we had a little issue. For those of you who just tuned in immediately as the stream started, I was sitting there in silence, just looking at myself. I'm checking to see, making sure that the vertical stream is working. We're streaming on YouTube Shorts now as well. I want to stream on TikTok hopefully soon, but at the moment, we're having some issues with that. So, thank you very much for everyone tuning in. Like I said, tonight we will be showcasing some creepy and bizarre happenings in South Africa's urban legend scene, as well as, of course, talking a little bit about urban legends in general. So let me know in the chat if you guys know of any urban legends in your area that you'd like me to check up tonight while we discuss on stream. I see we already have some chats rolling in. Milan, my guy. Hello, my rotund friendo. I'm AFK, but I'm still here in spirit to make you a salty ice wine. Sweet, my guy, sweet. Yeah, thanks, bro. Thank you very much for tuning in. I think I'm peeking out a little bit, so hopefully the mic volume isn't too bad. I do know that on last week's stream we did a little bit of peaking there with the microphone, unfortunately, so hopefully this time around it will be better. Let me just tune into the guys on some of the WhatsApp channels as well, to let them know that we are live. And then, of course, we'll be tuning in to the rest. Hi, King Bob CS. Hi, good. Bless you. Bless you too, bro. Bless you too. I hope you're having a wonderful time on stream. And thank you so much for tuning in. Tonight we'll be discussing urban legends, especially focusing on South Africa and South African urban legends. Now, I will get into the thick of it, so let me just send a couple of update messages here to let the people know that we are live all over the place. Hopefully we can get some people hopping in to join us in chat, because I'd love to discuss a little bit more about urban legends in South Africa. Of course, urban legends being explored globally, but South African urban legends quite underexplored, to be honest with you guys. So I definitely want to hear from you guys. Do you know of any urban legends, especially in Southern Africa? It doesn't have to be South Africa specifically. It could be in many other spaces. But South African urban legends, I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you know of any specific urban legends in your area in South Africa? Are there any urban legends that you guys might have, noticed or witnessed yourself? I know there are some urban legends that are based in truth, so maybe the truth is out there. Maybe we need to explore a bit more, put the spotlight on it, and have everyone hear about the urban legends from South Africa. Let's quickly check in chat. Holy shit, we're popping off tonight, nice and strong. Zane says, "Hosh yo vit ding, hey yo." I can't say any color associated to that. Hey yo, bunny chow, man. If that makes sense. Tsediso Mtompeni. Hi, my guy. Hello, one as well. Hello, one to you too, my guy. I hope you're having a wonderful time on stream. Thank you very much for popping in. Niku now, my guy. Dude, thank you so much for tuning in. For those of you who aren't in the know, Niku used to be in a band with me. He used to be the guitarist, the rhythm guitarist for the band that I used to be in back in the day. We used to make some cool metal music, and we had a little chat. I'm so glad to see him popping in the stream. Zane, my pay increase is an urban legend. My guy, an urban legend like a productive EFF member. That is the biggest urban legend in this country right now. So thank you very much. Ashley Ghost, hi. How are you? Tadiso said hi. Of course. Thank you very much. Ashley Ghost, I'm from RSA. Shout out to all the RSA peeps for hopping in. Really appreciate you guys hopping into the stream. Get me some more RSA flags in the chat. I'd really love to see them. So, Nico now saying, the Flying Dutchman is a pretty big thing in SA, or used to be. I know Van Hunks and... Is it Van Hunks and the Duivel? Yeah, I've heard a lot of things about Cape Town specifically, especially like the nautical kind of urban legends in Cape Town. Now, I don't know Cape Town that well. I've only heard like brief talkings here and there. And of course, when you visit and you talk about some urban legends with some people around the braai, then you'll hear some things being said, people saying there's ghosts on Table Mountain, or there's ghost ships sailing about in Cape Town. Now, I was there last year and I didn't see any strange, odd happenings. But then again, I didn't really travel much or experience too much scenery. We did go on a wine tour, but the wine tour didn't really have a creepy focus. And I do know that when you sometimes go out and you go visit these kinds of things, you kind of see this weird focus, this weird vibe happening. So it's pretty interesting to note as well. Kusanagi, my guy, how's it? How are you doing? I just want to quickly check before we get really into the thick of things. How's the mic level, guys? Am I peaking out? I do see some peaks happening here and there. It's probably just me being a very, very loud guy. Ashley says, Ntokozo is my name. Hi, Ntokozo. Thank you very much for hopping in. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't have the best track record with pronouncing names. I also don't have the best track record with remembering names. So you'll probably be known as Ashley Goes for quite some time. If I see you popping up, just remember I'm terrible with names. Niku, my guy, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Throwing up the metal horns. I'm fine. I'm a new sub. Thank you very much for following and subbing and whatnot, what have yous. I really appreciate that so much. Guys, don't forget to check out some of the longer content. These streams, of course, I'm trying some things out. So over last week, we actually posted sorry, I'm getting distracted by my own alerts here. We're posting some snippets and some more like well calibrated, kind of well edited recaps of the streams. So we've got the first episode live up on the channel. If you guys want to check it out, it's the one about the pyramids probably being built by aliens. We delve into some really deep shit there. So if you guys want to give that a check out, really appreciate the support. So hop in and let me know your thoughts. Kusi saying, nah, you all good. Oh, thanks, fam. I appreciate that. I appreciate that the mic levels are sounding good to everyone. Like I said, I'm testing out the YouTube Shorts shit. So if you guys are short, type short in chat, and you're watching me on Shorts as well, type that in chat so I can know you're there. Virus GTV saying, all good, bro. Good luck with your stream. I just started stream a few days back. Good luck, bro. Thank you very much, my guy. Thank you to you as well. Good luck with streaming. It's a tough road. It's really a difficult thing to do, but it's fun nonetheless. I'm doing this mainly just to spread the love and have some good vibes, chat some shit, talk about some things that interest me. And tonight, like I said, tonight we're talking about South African urban legends. Now, I don't want to waste too much time. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of tonight's stream. For those of you who are not in the know and don't know what an urban legend is, maybe you were born recently, maybe you haven't really reached primary school or something like that. Maybe you're watching and you're like 8 years old and mom and dad haven't taken you away from Cocomelon yet. So let me explain to you what I mean with an urban legend. So an urban legend is a vocal tale, an oral tale that is spread down through generations, through social groups, recounting stories that sound outlandish, that sound kind of fake and made up. It sounds very made-believe, but it's not to be confused with what we often refer to as myths, although in some aspects we can consider urban legends to be the new form of myths and mythos building and legends of those like. Triton Bucky, hi my guy, how you doing, bro? Kusanagi saying free housing in SA is an urban legend. Like I said, having a productive EFF member, that's the biggest urban legend in South Africa right about now. Hop housing is another one. And having an honest ANC politician, that's the other urban legend in this country. Getting potholes fixed, also something I heard about recently. It's something that could potentially happen. So without that bogging us down. So a lot of people are nowadays talking about creepypastas. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the term creepypasta. If you aren't, feel free to let me know in chat, but I'm going to explain it anyways. So creepypastas are the digital version of what an urban legend is right now. So creepypastas are urban legends that are spread almost solely electronically, and they're stories that are shared via electronic forums, online forums, websites, hosted platforms like thread platforms like 4chan. Creepypasta is a website itself as well. And creepypasta, the name comes from copypasta, which just means copy-paste. And it's basically just alluding to the nature of a copy-pasted spooky story that gets told on through copy and pasting the story multiple times over and sending it to people via either email or maybe sending them the link to the site or something like that. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. Oh yeah, Virus, thank you so much for the follow. I do appreciate. Thank you for becoming a believer in whatever the fuck I'm talking about right now. So I really appreciate you hitting that follow button. We're working our way towards affiliate, guys, over on Twitch. So if you can hop on Twitch, drop me a follow. You can come back to YouTube. I don't give a fuck. Just give me a drop there. A little follow. That would be really appreciated. So to get back on it, Triton says, your positive KD is an urban legend. Dude, I don't have a positive KD. I've never had a positive KD. As long as I remember playing games, I've got a pretty bad track record with a positive KD. So that's out of the way. But yeah, so when we're talking about urban legends, of course, a lot of people are talking about creepypastas. And nowadays, with things like chain emails, I don't know if you guys remember chain emails or the chain messages that come along and people sending you this like stupid forwarded message that said, you have to forward this message to 5 friends or else this little evil girl will come and kill you in your sleep. And you know, these chain emails come and they might have like a little picture attached. I remember back in the day on like Mixit and BBM, you'd get like the chain email that had the link there that you'd click on, and then the link would show you this creepy picture. And because of the internet being so slow back then, especially on mobile phones, it took so long to load. So there was enough time for the suspense to set in, and you're kind of like shitting yourself about this chain mail that's coming through. Not to be confused with chainmail, that it was a medieval type of armor that you wore. For those of you who are, like I said, still in kindergarten, who might only know about chainmail as the medieval armor, these chainmails came, and they were like pretty terrifying. There was some, I remember this one chainmail that I received. I remember this was still while I was using BBM, and it was this image that came through. And of course, first it said, pass this message along. Send it to at least 10 people. If you break the chain, you'll have 10 years of bad luck. And then it showed this image, and it said underneath the image's link, it said, this creature or this entity will follow you and haunt you for the next 10 years. Now, ironically enough, this is about 12 years ago, so I do think I'm out of the bad luck phase because I didn't forward it on. But when you click on the link, it opened up to this quite serene, almost black and white, very desaturated image of a kind of like a harbor or a dock on a lake. This dock on this lake, and you'd scroll this image. I remember it was a very fucking long vertical image that you had to scroll and scroll and scroll, and it just went by down this dock, up until the point where it kind of looks like the image is looped now, and it's flipped almost. So it looks like you've started on one side and you've moved your vision all around to the other side now. And as you go to the end of this, at the end of the dock, there's this creepy little fucking face with these eyes staring at you. And I remember back then that shit fucked with me so much. I don't want to lie. I had a little bit of a brown pants moment there. It wasn't great. So yeah, that's one thing to take in consideration. Zane says, the biggest urban legend in the world is a woman admitting she's wrong. I've heard tales about them, but never experienced it. Damn, son, that sucks for you, bro. I'm lucky. My woman listens to me. Although, you know, getting her to admit she's wrong is difficult. But it isn't as much an urban legend. It's more so a very, very unicorn-esque moment. It's one of those things that doesn't always happen, but when it does, damn, it feels good, man. Damn, it feels good. All right, let's check here. Triton says, Zane, that's not an urban legend. It's just like really fantasy. Like it's not even in nonfiction or sci-fi forms. Kusanagi saying a Brown Ranger moment. Yeah, Brown Ranger moment. My pants were, well, I didn't steal my pants, but they definitely were soiled. So it was brown, but not for the same reasons. Yeah, so we're testing something out in terms of the chat. I've got you guys up on chat on my phone here as well, because we had some issues previously in some of the streams. People are like sending me messages through and they're taking forever to come through. So one thing I do know is if you guys want me to interact and engage with your chats a little bit quicker, hop onto Twitch. The Twitch stream doesn't have as much of a delay as the YouTube stream does. So just hop on over, send me a little message there. Don't forget to drop a follow. on Twitch, that'd be really, really, really appreciated. Also, don't forget to sub on YouTube. I do see that about 50% 50% are subscribers who are watching, and 50% aren't subscribed. So if you aren't part of the subscribe gang, please drop me a subscribe. I really appreciate the sub. Don't forget to press that bell icon so you know when I go fucking live, so you know when I post those live videos, so you know when I'm fucking posting those shorts. And if the shorts are annoying you, please let me know about that. You know, you're more than welcome to comment on the short and tell me how shit I am. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, I'm making these for me mainly. But yeah. So Triton says, yes, this is correct. Twitch's lag is so much better. Dude, yeah, 100%, dude. I've been testing out all three of the platforms. So Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. And out of all three platforms, Twitch is the most responsive when it comes to getting quick feedback, especially from chat. Unfortunately, YouTube is very, very slow, very laggy. So whatever you see is probably lagging behind like 40 to 50 seconds. And then it still has to come to me. So when you're sending a message through, usually it takes like 3 or 4 seconds. In YouTube's sake, it takes like fucking a minute and a half sometimes. So it's pretty rough. Zen says, you are not my mom. Don't tell me where to watch your stream. Bro, you can watch my stream wherever you want to. I'm not holding a gun to your head, bro. Don't stress about it. Don't stress about it. So, yeah, I'm also checking in with the guys from the Zaga South African Gaming Alliance. Shout out to those guys for hopping over. That's probably where some of the peeps who are viewing tonight are tuning in from. I really appreciate you guys popping in and showing some local love. Of course, like I said, we're talking about urban legends tonight. Now, just to get you guys back onto what I was saying. So basically, urban legends, they were really popular in the 90s, early 2000s. I don't know if you guys have watched the movies. There is about, I think, 2 or 3 urban legend movies that came out. The first one I remember very vividly because that's the one that had all the pretty common urban legends that we've, probably all heard before. I don't know if you guys have, but I'd really love to know, are there any like mainstream urban legends that really spooked you out? Or maybe some urban legends that you've retold, recounted, or heard before being told multiple times over. I'd love to hear from you guys. Yusri saying here, Zane must always be the rebellious one in the family. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me, Mom. Milan saying, I still have your stream muted. No idea what you're talking about. Sitting in a boardroom, acting like I'm typing an important email, but I'm just giving you a friendly reminder to salt your ice spine. I will salt my ice spine, my friend, I promise. I'll also order it at the airport. For those of you who aren't in the know, I've repeated the story a couple of times, so go check some of our previous streams where I tell the story about the ice spine in the airport. We might also see a little snippet of that during our ad segment. So, Triton saying, no! All right, so, yeah, like I said, with the urban legends in mind. So, yeah, urban legends, really, really creepy. And, of course, we all know some of the big ones. Now, I'm going to run through some of the more common urban legends. And, of course, stop me if you've heard this before. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you've seen or heard about these, or maybe even retold them before, that'd be really fucking cool. But yeah, just give me 1 second. I just quickly want to send a message here. So yeah, one of the urban legends that's pretty like common that I've heard a lot is the hookman, or the escaped convict that grabs people with his hook hand, and he attacks people when they're, especially teenagers. Now, I'm saying people, but we all know it's horny teenagers. He grabs them with his hook hand while they're making out on the cliffside where it's Lookout Point or some shit like that. And it's very popular in the US. There's a lot of these spots where the teenagers park their cars, just once you get your license, you're feeling like, oh yeah, I feel good. I want to mac on the chicks, bro. And you go stop on this Lookout Point where you can see the skylights of the entire city or town or whatever. And there might be one solitary tree just swaying in the wind. And it's dark and it's a little creepy and it's a little cool. It's a little cold. And of course, what you do is you turn the AC on your car, and you kind of gesture to the girl, listen, it's nice and warm over here. Come closer to me. These are tips for you guys, for you poor virgins who haven't had a kiss before, you kissless virgins. This is tips, by the way. So you turn down the AC, you get it nice and cool, and you tell her, it's nice and warm over here. You rub on the seat next to her, especially when you're driving one of the old school cars that had the singular seats, front seats. Or maybe you're driving an old Toyota Bucky, an old Hilux. You get her nice and close, and you say, "Oh, it's nice and warm here." You put your arm around her, and ooh, it's cool. But let me warm that up for you. Let me warm you up. And of course, with all of this going on, you hear a sound outside. Now you're thinking, "Oh, I'm getting my kiss on." Of course, I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to get taken out of the mood, taken out of the vibe. But you hear the sound, and at first you ignore it. You think, that's fuck all. That's like rustling in the bushes. It could be anything. It could be an animal. It could be a flakvark or a fucking porcupine or some shit like that. It can't be something dangerous, of course. And then the girl notices it as well, because obviously her kissing game sucks. So she's being like taken out of it entirely. And, you know, she's like, what was that? What was that? All scared and, clamping onto her shirt and like, what was that? And you're like, that was nothing. That was nothing. It was fuck all. Don't worry about it. Let's get back to doing what we're doing. And next thing you know, you hear it again, but this time it sounds very fucking close. And the girl, of course, is now completely rattled, and she's out of the mood. She's like, fucking dude, you've just got like paranormal blocked right now. It's worse than a cock block. It's like supernatural even. And you're like, fuck, this sucks, right? And so this sound turns into like a scraping sound at the back of the car, and you're thinking, oh shit, I took this car for a joyride. I'm gonna get in so much fucking trouble. I need to get up and I need to fucking like check what's going on. So you get out and leave the girl in the car. Of course, you're the guy. You need to protect her and make sure she's safe. But you don't bother to lock the car door. I don't know why they never lock the car fucking door. But get out and you see like this massive gash on the side of the car. And you're like, shit. My dad's gonna fucking skin me. He's gonna kill me, bro. This sucks. Now, not only am I not getting my dick wet, I'm getting fucking grounded for this. I'm probably gonna get a beating when I get home. How am I gonna fucking repay the damages on this car? Like, cars aren't cheap anymore, guys. If this happened like in 2025, it'd be sucking. Like, it'd be shit for you. And so you're like, okay, cool. Let me just like get back in the car. Maybe if I play this cool, she'll still make out with me when I take her home. Maybe. And you get back into the car and you see the girl isn't there anymore. And you're like, what the fuck? And then through like the window, you see this fucking silhouette of this massive hook. And next thing you know, like the windshield smashes and this fucking hook comes through and it's grabbing you by the throat and you're like being fucking torn apart and torn to pieces. That is the Hook Man. An escaped convict, an escaped asylum patient, or whatever you have. It changes from region to region. It's a story that's been retold many, many times to scare teenagers who are trying to break the solemn and sacred fucking act of getting their dicks on, getting the rocks off. So it's trying to warn them off. And a lot of times what urban legends do is they serve as a cautionary tale. They serve as some sort of, some sort of warning. And that's what horror movies used to be back in the day as well. They had some sort of warning. The druggie gets killed first. The promiscuous whore gets killed first. The jock guy who's a bit of a bully gets killed first. And these are what urban legends are as well. Now, the Hook Man urban legend has been retold many times. There's even versions of that in South Africa that I've heard of. Some people saying, the Hook Man was here. There was a man with a butcher's hook that was running around the Rustenburg area. And some shit went south. Now, of course, we're going to get into more South African-based urban legends, but that was just one of the urban legend stories to kind of get us going. Let me quickly check on chat before we run too far away. Zane says, I'm watching on my phone while playing Splitgate 2. My dude, I hope the headshots are spectacular. So rock those portals and kill that shit. Triton saying, yo, man is working and streaming at the same time. Well, I guess so. I guess so. Unfortunately, yeah, I have some messages in the background that I'm just sorting out as we go along, so I don't run out of work, if that makes sense. It's not making sense to me. But anyways, Triton says the urban legend state that Walt Disney's body was frozen when he died to preserve it for the future. It was believed that he could possibly be brought back to life from technological advancements. Yo, Saint Steez 47, my dude, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Thank you for becoming a believer, and hopefully someday soon we can make you a true believer once we've unlocked affiliate status and we can get those subs on Twitch. But in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for following. Now, Triton, yeah, that's one of the urban legends. I've also heard that one about Walt Disney being cryogenically frozen in an attempt to be able to preserve the body for when technology is advanced enough to be able to resuscitate his body and make sure that he can be revived in some shape, way, or form in the future. Now, whether that's possible, I don't know. I don't know if the preservation process is exactly the same way it should be to be able for this technology in the future to be able to resuscitate. So we'll have to check and see in regards to that at some point. It'd be really, really interesting, to say the least. Now, Danica says, my mom used to tell me about the sakabula that lives in Johannesburg. It is a man that catches naughty children and puts them in a bag and carries them to his cave and kills them. Needless to say, ek was maar soet. Now, I've heard about the sakabula before. Of course, Danica has told me this in person as well, about the sakabula, and that was my first time hearing about it. Now, when you go and research the sakabula, it turns out that the sakabula also is some kind of bird. Apparently, there is a bird called the sakabula as well. Now, the sakabula myth itself, it sounds to me a lot like the bagman or a mythos of some kind of bagman that, you know, just grabs you and smuggles you away, and it's used to as some kind of South African boogeyman that tells you, listen, kids, shut the fuck up and don't mess with mom and dad while they're drinking, you know, or when they're trying to have their sex on, don't bother them. Go to bed, or sakabula will catch you, put you under, and usually it's also connected with sakabula being like hiding under the bed. And when your foot dangles off, sakabula can catch you as well. So that's another thing to take in consideration. Also sleeping in total darkness. So you have to have a nightlight on because the nightlight keeps the sakabula at bay. But that might also be like a childhood response trigger to think, oh, when I'm in the light, I might be protected. So that's pretty interesting, something to note. Adorable says, well, that was an interesting sentence to arrive to. I don't know which sentence specifically, but I do know you typed that out during the Hookman story. So maybe that was during the point where I was saying you're getting your teenage fuck on. I don't know if I said that exactly that way, but maybe. Saint Steez, Aweos, just landed from Yu-Gi-Oh! Kakpraat. My guy, thank you very much for hopping in. I do appreciate you checking out the stream, my guy. I really, really appreciate that. Now, as I'm saying, we're talking about urban legends tonight. Now, I would love to hear from you guys more stories about urban legends. In the meantime, I want to posit a little thought to you guys. I want to propose a little thought experiment. Maybe you guys know, but I don't, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. But when last have you seen a white dog turd? When was the last time you saw a completely white piece of dog shit? It's been forever, guys. It's been forever. I haven't seen an entirely white piece of dog shit in so long, and I'm wondering, maybe, just maybe, this could be some kind of radio wave, interference, 5G, dog bowel confuculation, guys. But when last have you seen one? I need to fucking know. And if you've seen one recently, send me a pic of that shit, or if you see one in future, don't forget to DM me pictures of your white dog turds. I'd love to see them. I need to know if they're still out there. Because they're becoming an urban legend. They're becoming Mandela affected. Right? Have you guys seen that the dog turds are being Mandela affected? Maybe there were never white dog turds to begin with. I don't know. You decide. Tell me. Sound off in the chat. Let me know about the white fucking dog turds, guys. I need to know. I need to know. Kusanagi saying, what the fuck, LOL, my guy? What the fuck is right, dude? Like, what the hell? I'm very, very frustrated and scared at the repercussions, the long-term effects that could be happening from white dog turds going missing, guys. What was the original cause? Why were there white dog turds in the first place? And why are they gone now? I don't know. Right, so another one of the pretty big urban legends that a lot of people have told countless times. And of course, this was also shown on Mythbusters, I believe. There's a lot of things that relate to the story, and that's, of course, the story of the old lady drying off her poodle with a microwave. Now, let's quickly just check chat before we get into this story. Triton says, I think he saw white bird shit, and it was so big, he called it dog shot. No, my guy, the dog didn't get shot. The dog is still alive, but the dog was shitting white shit. Have you never seen a white dog turd? Have you never seen that? Saint C says maybe the white dog poop belonged to an urban legends creature. What? What the fuck? That's crazy. What kind of creature, though? Is it a Tokoloshe shit? Is it like a Tokoloshe, like, running around? Is that why the Tokoloshe is so white? Maybe, okay, hear me out, fucking maybe, the Tokoloshe uses the white dog shit as some sort of UV armor or protective layer, like some sort of supernatural urban legend cryptid fucking sunscreen. And that's why he's so white. And that's why there aren't any white dog turds anymore, because Tokoloshes have run rampant in their population. Their population has boomed, it's spiked. And that's why you see so many of them running around. Like, I don't know if you guys have checked out on TikTok the Tokoloshe videos. The Tokoloshe are real videos popping up on YouTube Shorts, on TikTok, on Instagram Reels. I've seen them everywhere, guys. And they're all fucking white as snow. Almost as white as the dog turds. Since these, I think you blew this entire case open, my guy. Well done. Thank you so much for that insightful comment. I definitely think that might be the case. So let's move on to the story about the lady who dried off her poodle in the microwave. Now, an old lady, she was a fashion designer of some kind. As the story goes, the first time I ever heard about it, she was a fashion designer. And she had this poodle, and the poodle got wet, and she didn't have time for it to dry off because she needed to go to the runway or some shit. And she took the poodle, and in her old kind of delusional haze, just put the dog in the microwave and set it to like 3 or 4 minutes. And during the course of this poodle being dried off by the microwave, the poodle exploded. It went poop inside the microwave. And that's like, it's not a big, like, long story, but it was something that I've heard so many times, especially in the older gen. Like, if you ask your mom and dad about this, or your grandparents about this, they might have heard about the poodle being dried off in the microwave story before. But I remember seeing that scene in the original urban legend movie as well, and oh, it was horrible. Triton says, that's how you create a white dog turd. No, that's how you create the red ones, my guy. Don't get the white dog turds and the red dog turds confused with each other. I know if you give a dog beetroot, it will be very red, but you can simulate that with a microwave as well. A disclaimer, once again, don't put the dog in the microwave unless you might be in the mood for some dog, and make sure the dog is dead beforehand. So if you have a dog that's passed away, maybe put it in the microwave to test out this theory. I don't know. Disclaimer, that was a joke. I'm joking. Don't fucking do it. Poodle is usually white. Yes, the skin, well, not the skin, the poodle fur is usually white, but the problem is the insides will stain that white into red, my guy, super fucking quick. You don't even know. It'll go like from fuck all to red splat in a couple of seconds. I can't even remember what the verdict was from Mythbusters, but I do know that the dog didn't fucking make it. That's one thing for certain. If they used a real dog, that'd be pretty fucked up, but also pretty funny. So, Akil saying, we have a place in KZN called Sakabula. Is that the spawning grounds for the Sakabula, guys? Is that the spawning grounds for the Sakabula? Come on, let me know your theories in chat. I'd love to hear about the Sakabula in chat. If you guys have heard about the Sakabula, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So, yeah, so we've now discussed the Hookman. We've talked about the dog, the poodle in the microwave. But have you heard about the unwanted passenger? Have you heard about the unwanted passenger? Now, for those of you who aren't in the know, the unwanted passenger is a story about this woman. One late night, she was driving on an open highway, and I think she was traveling between towns or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what she was doing on the open highway, but she was driving, let's say she was driving home, and as she's driving on this open highway, she saw this massive truck. Now, in the US, they have these 18-wheelers with this really big fucking grill that looks very imposing. It doesn't look like the traditional Mans or Volkswagen lorries or Iveco lorries that we have here in South Africa. They had those really imposing, well, they still have those really imposing trucks that has the fucking double, exhaust pipes on the sides, shoots out flames. Well, I'm thinking of like monster trucks here, but you catch my vibe. So one of these trucks driving down at quite the speed behind her. And at first she's like, okay, there's a truck behind her. She's not really paying too much attention. But then she sees the truck speeding up. And it went from regular lights to high beams. It went like fucking put the brights on. This car is going to get fucking flashed now. And she's getting flashbang from the behind. And this truck starts hooting and hollering and honking its horn and pulling that fucking, the truck has the wee wee thing. I don't have a sound effect, so I'm making them my own. But it's got that wee wee thing going on. And this lady's starting to get like very nervous and very freaked out. Because now this massive truck that could potentially drive over her little Toyota Prius like it's fuck all, again, like is like on her tail. And she's thinking, okay, this truck driver definitely wants to fucking kill me. That's probably the case. There's no other cars on the road. She hasn't seen cars for kilometers and kilometers, or for my US viewers who are a bit more retarded, miles and miles, okay? I'm only saying you're retarded because of your fucking number system. The Imperial sucks, guys. Let's just face it. Who the fuck wants to know what an acorn size is, except when you're measuring your dick out? Anyways, and so she's getting chased by this truck, and she sees a garage, a filling station for my US homies. She sees a filling station or a fucking engine, a BP or a Shell, and she sees, some guy there. We'll call him fucking Tipple. She sees Tipple there, and she's rushing down. Her name's Tediso, and Tediso goes to Tipple, and she stops there. She's like, fill up my fucking car, and she runs out to the bathroom. And she also tells him, listen, there's this big truck chasing me, and please take care, help me. I don't want to get abducted or kidnapped. I don't know this guy in the truck, right? And Teppel's like, sure, ma'am, no problem. And then when she goes to the bathroom, when she tries to come out, Teppel is like stopping her and like blocking her in and saying, hey, listen, Tediso, or lady, he probably doesn't know her name. She didn't do introductions. But he's like, listen, just stay in here. And he locks her into the bathroom. And she's thinking, what the fuck? Now I'm being like human trafficked, like straight up, broad daylight. No, well, it's middle of the night, but I'm getting fucking human trafficked under the cameras. And the truck's like driving by. She sees the truck driving by in the distance, and she's like freaking the fuck out. And Teppo tells her, listen, I need you to calm the fuck down. You are in danger. I'm doing this for your own safety. And the truck driver gets out. He stops a little whiles away. He gets out, and the two men go to her back seat and open up the back seat, and they pull out a fucking very, very sketchy looking individual that was chilling on Tediso's back seat the whole time. And what happened was, as the truck was driving, he saw with the high beams, there's someone coming up behind her, looking like he's trying to stab her or strangle her or assault her of some kind. And every time he sees that, he'd switch on the high beams, honk the horn, and this figure would go down again. And he'd see this like over and over again until at the filling station where they decide, and Tipple, the fucking petrol jockey, he sees this guy as well when he's filling up. And this guy looks fucking dodgy, so they beat the shit out of him. And that's where the story kind of ends. So, I don't know if you guys have heard about the unwanted passenger before. Of course, I've now colloquialized it and turned it into South African with our little tale of Tipple and Tediso. But yeah, that's the story of the unwanted passenger for those of you who haven't heard it before. Triton says, I have driven with you, so yes, I know. No, dude, I am not an unwanted passenger. You can't fucking put that on me. You say I can drive with you. I ask you politely, and you're like, yeah, sure. So I'm not unwanted unless you tell me, listen, I don't want you in my car. And then I'd be like, okay, but I'm driving with you anyways. Three-Headed Sage, sup, dude. What about the scariest thing in all of South Africa? People who play Runic Stun. I think there's some things worse than people who play Runic Stun. Honestly speaking, I think there are definitely some worse things out there. Niku says, die spook meisie van Union Dale. Yes. So I've heard about the Ghost Woman of Uniondale a couple of times, and that will factor into one of the stories we'll be discussing a little bit later tonight as well. Three-Headed Sage says, too close to home. My guy, what do you mean too close to home? Do you mean like, do you stay close by to Uniondale now? Did you move? Last I heard you were like in Gauteng with us. So yeah, I'm getting fucking hot tonight though. Woo! That's rough. Oh, the acorn joke. Yeah. I'm talking from experience, of course. Talking from experience. So, yeah, for everyone watching on Twitch, don't forget to drop me a little follow there. It'd be really appreciated, guys. I'm working my way towards affiliate. It's going slowly. Not going nowhere slowly, but it's going slowly. So I'd really appreciate the follows. Also, if I can get some more peeps watching on Twitch so we can get that 3 viewer average per stream, that'd be really fucking dope. For those of you watching from YouTube, thank you very much for joining as well and watching us there. For those of you on Kick, I'm so fucking sorry, dude. Like, whoa. I really feel bad for you, my man. But yeah, let's quickly just hop on here and just check, make sure Kick is doing okay, I suppose. It's not looking great, but yeah. All right, so like I said, I wanted to talk a little bit more about South African urban legends as well. Three-Headed Sage here says, also, I did live in a haunted house when I was younger. I will WhatsApp the details. Dude, thank you very much. I won't be able to check the details of the WhatsApp right now. I will check it after the stream. I'm using my phone as my little chat log here. It just works out easier while my second screen is unfortunately out of commission. If anyone wants to sponsor me a second screen, that'd be really fucking cool. I'm not going to look gift horse in the mouth and say no. You can shoot it via Discord, my dude. That would actually work better. Then I can actually check it out. But yeah, let's check here. Sorry, I just have some messages coming through. But yeah. So, yeah, let's talk a little bit about South African superstitions and urban legends. Now, some of you guys have already started pouring in with some fuckery, some skullduggery, some horrid tales and fascinations, machinations of the mind about South African urban legends. I also got some suggestions on WhatsApp and Discord through the last 2 days or so while I was asking about people giving me some advice about this topic. Of course, I have a limited knowledge, and I will share some of my own personal tales as well. Now, we all know the big one, the main kunene, as they say, the big kahuna, the Tokoloshe. We all know about the Tokoloshe in South Africa. It's like a really big one. If you don't know about the Tokoloshe, then I don't know where the fuck you are, but you're not in South Africa. And I've even heard about people overseas hearing about the Tokoloshe, guys. Now, the Tokoloshe is described as a little gremlin-looking motherfucker that would come and, attack you and assault you violently while you sleep. It would often commit, very heinous acts towards women in their sleep as well. The Tokoloshe also has the ability to teleport, apparently. I recently found out. But what's really ironic is, as long as I remember, the Tokoloshe is very short. So what the Tokoloshe can't do is it can't climb onto your bed if your bed's high enough, lifted up from the ground. So if you have like a mattress on the ground, you will most likely be the victim of a Tokoloshe attack, at least at some point in your life if you stay in South Africa. Now, of course, you can ward off the Tokoloshe by having your windows closed and your doors closed, but they can, like I said, teleport through solid object, so they can teleport into your room. So it's only a temporary deterrent. And if the Tokoloshe is determined, if you pissed off the Tokoloshe, or if you, just gonna start calling it the Tokoloshe, because it's easier to say than the Tokoloshe. But the Tokoloshe will come, and the Tokoloshe will attack you through the walls, through the fucking windows, through wherever. They can teleport. But if you put your bed's feet on paint cans, coffee cans, or bricks, the Tokoloshe is too short and it can't get onto your bed. So this fucking thing can TP through walls, but it can't TP on top of your bed like the 20 centimeters extra that the coffee can's high. Right? It can't do that. What the fuck kind of creature is that? Osh Tokoloshe, a webra who like it. Yes. That's the Tokoloshe's official catchphrase, by the way, is Hosh Tokoloshe. So it comes, Hosh Tokoloshe, and then it fucking attacks you, my guy. And the problem with the Tokoloshe, or the Tokoloshe, is, like I said, it's short, but it is dumb. It's a very dumb creature. So it can also be distracted by using, everyday household items. You can make a sack of flour look very appealing, and it'll go and attack the sack of flour. And also you can apparently appease it by giving it some kind of offering, giving it some kind of fruits or vegetables that lay around in your house. That's why you sometimes will see bite marks out of food that was left around in the house. Now, the Tokoloshe, I didn't want to do too much research because we already know a lot about the Tokoloshe. It was just really ironic for me that the Tokoloshe, that's this entity that can fucking teleport and shit like that, can't get onto the bed. That was very strange to me, very odd occurrence. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about the Tokoloshe. Tell me more about it. I'd love to hear what you guys think about the Tokoloshe. In the meantime, let me just quickly check. Three-Headed Sage still hasn't sent me anything about his little tale, about the haunted house. But I do want to do an episode at some point, just a little bit of a preemptor or a little bit of foreshadowing into some of the potential future episodes. I do want to do an episode about haunted locations in South Africa. So please feel free to drop me a message. I'm going to share a email address for you guys on screen. I'll just share it in the Twitch chat so you guys see it there. But I would love to have you guys drop me an email. I know it's pretty old school. And if you have me on WhatsApp, you can drop me a WhatsApp there as well. You'll probably see the email coming up shortly in chat as well on screen. So drop me an email on that chat or on that email address with your tales about, either haunted fucking places, haunted houses, haunted fucking hospitals, and stuff like that. There's a lot of haunted tales in South Africa, and I want to collect them all. I'm going to do a Pokemon kind of thing where I'm going to collect all the scary stories in South Africa. And hopefully, at some point, be able to say, I have recounted and told all the tales of all the scary stories. Inaccurately, I might add, with zero proof, zero evidence. I'm going off the vibes here, guys. So the vibes are telling me that there are definitely some fucking creepy things going on in South Africa, and we need to discuss them. We need to talk about them a little bit more. Now, like I said, the Tokoloshe is a very, very popular South African urban legend, but I also equate the Tokoloshe to what we call cryptids. Now, for those of you who don't know what a cryptid is basically a creature that is not confirmed by science to exist, but is believed by many to be a real entity or creature. Now, I'm not talking about aliens. Those are extraterrestrials, and some of them do have some cryptid kind of things going on. Some of them have some crypto, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They also call the field of study for cryptids cryptozoology. You can actually go search that up on Reddit, on YouTube, on Wikipedia, whatever. You can check up cryptozoology and look into that a little bit more. Now, cryptids are, like I said, these creatures that are believed to exist, but there's no proof of their existence yet. And in some cases, cryptids actually do become real. Some creatures might be cryptids, and then their existence could be proven. Like the jackalope, for instance. I don't know if you guys have heard of the jackalope. No, the jackalope used to be a Western or a American urban legend, a cryptid of some kind, a rabbit with horns like a deer or antlers like a deer that roamed the Wild West. Now, the jackalope, of course, for those of you who have played Red Dead Redemption 1, 2, online, whatever the fuck, there is a jackalope in the game. So you might have seen it there. And if you didn't know, the jackalope was actually, for a very long time, considered a cryptid of some kind. Then it turns out, with some recent studies and some recent research that was done, jackalope was confirmed to be a real creature. Now, unfortunately, it's not a creature on its own. It's actually a rabbit that has an infection, some kind of fungal infection that makes it sprout horn-like appendages or horn-like growths on its head. So that is the jackalope. Now, for those of you who've heard about the jackalope, please let me know about, where did you hear that? I remember seeing the jackalope for the first time on Ripley's, believe it or not, and I thought it was so fucking cool. So the jackalope was one of those inciting stories that kind of got me really interested in the whole urban legend space. Now, like I said, urban legends are recounted orally. They're traditions or stories told around campfires or amongst friends, in polite society, and sometimes in company around a braai, or just hanging out in the living room, and you just want to talk some shit. These are usually also like 2 a.m. conversations. You talk about some urban legends here and there. You talk about ghost encounters. Now, urban legends, like I said, they get spread around by talking, and hopefully through talking about them tonight, we can spread awareness about some of the urban legends in South Africa as well. Now, we've discussed the Tokoloshe. The other one in South Africa that I've heard a lot about is the Highway Sheila. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard of the Highway Sheila, but the Highway Sheila or Shilla or whatever the fuck you want to call it, there's also some specific Highway Sheila incidents, is basically a story of this woman that roams the wide open roads, the big, large highways in South Africa, in various different places. It's not just in, densely populated areas. It could also be in some more obscure back roads, and sometimes on farm roads you'll hear about the Highway Sheila. Now, her origins differ from who tells it. So some people say it's a lover lost. She died in a car accident on her wedding day, and she leads men astray and asks for a ride, or convinces them to stop on the side of the road, pick her up, and then these people go and they get attacked by this Highway Sheila. Now, in typical South African fashion, the Highway Sheila is also reported to rob men. She usually chooses some kind of male driver, some male solo driver. Usually it's never accompanied by people. It's usually a singular person. Picks up this lovely looking lady wearing usually all white, or some kind of disheveled gown. Picks her up, asks her where she wants to go. She tells him somewhere, and then on the side of the road or during the drive, she attacks. She steals, she robs whatever the fuck she can get. I don't know what a ghost's going to do with a wallet and a phone, but maybe she does that. Maybe she just steals jewelry. Maybe she goes for the wedding ring. I've heard about some stories, some accounts saying she only stole the wedding ring. That's the only thing she stole, was the wedding ring. That nice iPhone 16 M Pro Max, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that thing's fine. But the wedding ring is the one that went. And it's weird to me that you'll see this Highway Sheila being purported to rob people, and it's only being targeting towards one, towards solo drivers. Sorry, my words are a little over the place. The Highway Sheila, there's so much going on about the story that I struggle to put all my thoughts together. Or maybe I'm being CIA telepathically mind hacked by these motherfuckers, and they're busy feeding bad signals into my mind. Now, I've got the tale here from Tiens. I'll read about that a little bit during the break, perhaps later on, and then we can maybe look into that. Mark Scott, what's up? My guy, what's up with you? How you doing, bro? Thank you so much for dropping in. Don't forget to drop me a follow or a subscribe. That would be really, really appreciated. Three-Headed Sage, it's a very long story, bro. Sorry, bro. No, dude, it's chill, man. Had to type that shit in Word. Dude, it's all good. It's no problem at all. I'm going to try and see if I can do a brief summation, but I'm not the very, the briefest storyteller there is, and that's okay, I guess. Not a prob, bro. Not a prob. But yeah, so like I was saying, so the Highway Sheila, she goes and she robs these men. She gets picked up, and Some accounts say she disappears during the drive. Some accounts say that she then disappears into the night. She runs away like there was no one there. I've also heard accounts of similar entities running into the road, like pedestrian almost like, and then they get hit by the car. And then when the car stops, there's no one there. They look all around and they don't see a single human being. There's no damage on the car whatsoever, but the person that they hit is gone. I've heard accounts, yes. I've heard people retell the story. Now, I have never personally witnessed or experienced a highway Sheila of any kind. I've also not seen a ghost pedestrian of any kind so far that I can recount. I also haven't seen like we'll get into some more specific examples soon. But yeah, like I said, so these ghost Sheilas, it's very weird that they only pick up onto one singular person that's driving alone solo. Although there are some stories, there are some reports of people saying that they were like two guys or a guy and his girlfriend picking up this hitchhiker, and then this person just disappear. Triton says, if you don't get out more, you're gonna be the ghosts we all see. You're gonna be the ghosts we all see. But dude, I'm already pale as is, bro. I'm already pale as is. Three-Headed says, brother, we all have phones. My friend has an actual high-quality camera. Fuck it, South African ghost hunting YouTube series. Dude, yes! I would love to do that. I would love to do that. The only problem is there's a reason why I'm hiding out my house the whole time. It's because whenever I go out without my tinfoil hat on, I get fucking mind hacked, dude. I get mind jacked. Not jacked off, but mind jacked. I get mind jacked by some fucking weird CIA governmental fucking mental probing. It's not to be confused with the anal probing and the alien probing. That's anally. I'm getting probed by my temples. That's why I keep on rubbing them, because I keep on feeling the vibrations in my mind palace. And now I do want to do that, but I'm super scared of this. So if you guys can like guarantee my safety and protect me and keep me safe, we're gonna do this, guys. We're gonna do this. I always carry extra tinfoil, brother will cook. Usually saying that actually sounds amazing if I've already read that comment, fucking whatever. But yeah, no, dude, I would love to do that. I would love to do a ghost hunting. So that brings us to, of course, the stories of haunted places like the Kempton Park Hospital. Some people have mentioned that. I've also heard about some other places. Now, where I come from, there are also a couple of haunted locations that we, in the town and in the little community that we're in, often recites as some bad juju places. So maybe we can travel around and ghost hunt in South Africa. I'd love to do that. Guys, if you are open to that or open to see that, let's get some more followers and some more people to support this. Maybe if we can get some funding or some backing to get some good quality gear, some EMF detectors and some spirit boxes and stuff like that, I'd love to fucking do that. I do want to do a seance one day on stream if all goes well. I also want to do a Ouija board session or some kind of ghostly communication. I would love to do that. But I need to be safe from the SABC mind hacking waves. Yes, as St. Steve says, SABC mind hacking. Nou, die SAIK berig nou lewendig om 7 dat Paul Roux en Pieter Kruiwagen het besluit dat dit goeie tyd is om nou oor te skakel na Afrikaanse uitsending. And now we'll switch back to English, just for those of you guys who are not in the know. That was actually me allowing the SABC mind hacking to take place. Now, unfortunately, it only does weird amalgamated reruns of SABC 2 7 p.m. news segments from the early 2000s. Sorry, I gotta get that shit out of my head. Triton says, I will give 50 cents towards the toilet paper to create the ghosts. No, my friend, you need to give me 20 cents or 50 cents towards the toilet paper to wipe my ass when I shit myself from being scared. Three-Headed says, starting my channel in a few weeks. We'll chat in private, my guy. I can't wait. Let me know about that shit. I would love to see that. And of course, you know, I'll be following. I'll be tuning in with every stream, my guy. And dit was die nuus om 7, as he says as well. So, yeah. Just to wrap up the Highway Sheila or the Highway Sheila itself as a concept, there are also some other creatures out there. And some other types of Highway Sheilas out there. Now, one of the Highway Sheila variants that I heard about quite a lot is the Ghost of Uniondale, which Niku Nell, shout out Niku Nell, also mentioned earlier in the stream. Now, the Ghost of Uniondale is a lady who apparently died on her wedding day, or during childbirth or something like that. She passed away, and she was roaming, or reported to roam the highway between Uniondale and George or some shit like that. And it was a story that at first it sounds like, it's just another ghost sighting aside the road. It's nothing major, nothing serious. But my stepfather actually swears up and down to this day. Now, I don't know to this day because we don't really talk much, but last time we spoke about these kinds of things, he swore that they actually picked up the Ghost of Uniondale, him, his father, and his mother, when he was very, very young. They were traveling, and they actually picked her up, and she vanished during the car ride. Now, the Ghost of Uniondale, she'll usually get picked up as a hitchhiker, and then during the drive, she will just disappear like she was never there. She wouldn't engage much, she wouldn't really interact, but she would just sit there in the back seat, and as you drove, she would just disappear. Now, is this maybe because she is more civil as a kind of ghost? They do report that she is a very friendly lady. She just is very sad and tortured soul because she either lost a child or she died at the start of a happy life that she was going to live with her husband. Now, there is a whole series about the Ghost of Uniondale that you can see on Cakenet, I think, or some kind of Afrikaans web like tuning program. So tune into that if you can see it. I remember watching that series a couple of years ago. By a couple of years ago, I mean like more than a decade ago. So it was pretty interesting. Definitely say give it a watch. It's pretty good. It's a bit like, in terms of acting, it's bad, but it's still a good watch. Triton says, toilet papier won't help that. Toilet paper won't help that, guys. Yes, maybe we should do the strat where you like roll up the toilet paper around your G-string. You'll wear like a thong and then wrap the toilet paper around the little rope bit and just keep that in between your cheeks, and that'll absorb some of the scared moisture leaking. Kusanagi saying, we actually had a haunted house here in Gordons Bay. My guy, tell me a little bit more about that. I'd love to hear more about your haunted house in Gordons Bay. Like I said, there are some crazy haunted house stories across South Africa. Like I've mentioned, the Kempton Park Hospital, heard many things about that. Now, my significant other actually went on a ghost bus tour to the Kempton Park Hospital that was closed down in the 1990s, and apparently she says she didn't really notice anything or see anything except for the fake ghosting that they do on these ghost bus tours. Now, whether or not that's just an isolated case, or maybe she wasn't as attuned as we explained during our ghost stream a couple of weeks ago. Sometimes it just takes some mental training, some mind training to be more receptive, to turn yourself into a spiritual lightning rod of sorts, to pick up on these weird fucking happenings goings on. So maybe, just maybe, you never know. Let's talk a little bit more about that. I'd love to hear more about your accounts of more ghostly and haunted places. But getting back onto the urban legends, of course, the topic of tonight's stream, I want to hear about some other urban legends, specifically ones in South Africa. But if you're not tuning in from the southern tip of Africa, tell me, are there any urban legends that you've heard that are local to your area? Urban legends that you've maybe witnessed or had some kind of account? I'd love to hear your side of things as well. Now, Three-Headed saying, do you think she is a lady in white? Maybe. I think she might be a lady in white of some kind. Now, for those of you who aren't in the know, the lady in white, of course, is a ghostly apparition that's usually tied to some kind of trauma. She might have died on her wedding day. It's most likely on her wedding day. That's why she's wearing white, because she's wearing her wedding gown or wedding dress. And she passed away on this day or close to this day. And she feels tormented and haunted by her past, and she's trying to reflect this out onto unsuspecting passers-by. Now, like I said, the Ghost of Uniondale doesn't sound that malicious. She just sounds like she's weeping. So she's some kind of weeping spirit or apparition. Definitely strange. I definitely want to hear more about that. If you guys have more theories, post them below. I'd love to hear about your theories as well. Saint Steve saying, bro, reinvented pads with that G-string idea. My dude, as soon as I realized that you can actually just clip on that thing onto the little stringy string, that'd be fucking, like, genius, you know? Sup, Waverly, thank you so much for becoming a believer. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Three-headed sage. I mean, ladies in white is a global phenomenon. Each culture has a different version, from La Llorona in Mexico to Banshees in Ireland. Now, the La Llorona, actually, Adorable Craft, shout out if she's still in stream. If you are, let me know. Let your presence be known to the rest of us. But Adorable Crafts actually notified me yesterday that I should look into the La Llorona as a very global phenomenon happening right now. There's a lot of video footage coming out about supposed La Llorona sightings in Mexico, in Central America, in Latin America, in Southern America. There are also reports of her, haunting cemeteries, graveyards, grave sites, burial sites of some kind. And there's actually this series that I saw a lot while I was doing research on this as well, of this one gentleman who does night streams where he would go to the supposed grave sites and he would record, his engagements with the La Llorona. And he would actually capture glimpses of her here and there, her peeking around the corner. Now, I haven't seen the full-bodied apparition during these streams yet, but that's pretty interesting to note. And it's also cool to note, Three-Headed Sage, like you mentioned, that this is a worldwide kind of phenomenon. It's a worldwide urban legend of some kind. It also reminds me of the Dancing Lady of Serbia. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Dancing Lady of Serbia. Now, that's more a Serbian and Slavic country-based urban legend of sorts. Now, for those of you who don't know what a Serbian dancing lady is, maybe we should pop that up on screen real quick. Just give me a second to quickly switch us over into that. Now, I was looking at some glossy happenings and some glossy information, because that's one of the urban legends that I've heard so much about. But yeah, let's just pop this up here. Just give me a second. Let's see if we can grab some of these videos and show them to y'all. Just give me a second while I quickly pop them on.
I'm extremely sorry for watching you dance without your permission. Thank God. Huh? Shit!
Now, we see that this is some kind of... this looks like some sort of reenactment of some case, of some kind. Let's actually check if we can find some of the real footage. Now, I've seen some real clips running around. Let's see if we can find some of the... Oh, this is actually one of the first ones I've seen. So let's pop this one on.
In Serbia right now, this lady just randomly starts dancing in the night. And if you disturb her, she will chase after you and try to kill you. And that's why you should run if you see this lady dancing. Let me explain.
So, unfortunately, I'm struggling to find a real video of her. But that video clip itself is the actual video clip that I saw the first time. Now, there's a whole series on TikTok a couple of years ago of this Serbian dancing lady, and this Serbian dancing lady is very, very strange and bizarre. I've seen multiple clips, and she reminds me as well of some sort of, some lady, some highway Sheila, but more so local road Sheila of some kind. But apparently what she does is she'll attack you, physically chase you down with a knife or something like that. Also, once again, just showing how an urban legend can sprout through different means. Now, the Serbian dancing lady is, by all accounts, more of a creepypasta, as we've explained earlier. A creepypasta is just basically a play on words from copy pasta or copy paste, which is just an internet urban legend that gets spread around online through various digital means, like sharing videos on TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, but also messaging on some image boards and thread boards like 4chan or the X thread, etc. So let's quickly check what chat's saying. Saint Steve says Serbian dancing lady needs to 1v1 me in a dance battle. Dude, no, Fortnite emotes don't count as dancing. I'm so sorry about that. Three-Headed says, I do believe that is a certain type of specter. I do believe that similar circumstances can create a similar feel. It's different than a residual haunting. Most of the time, these ladies are intelligent, but location bound, close to the place where the tragedy happened. That's true. That's true. It's usually location bound. Now, the problem that I have is, why are there so many, and why are there so many different or varying accounts of these ghost ladies? Do you think that the Serbian dancing lady could have a connection to these ladies in white, to these kinds of lady apparitions, female apparitions that appear on the roadways of some kind? Three-Headed Sage also says, bro needs a Glock, not an exorcist. No, the only thing I need is a massive... No, I'm kidding. Nico now says, Keck. Yes, Keck indeed, my guy. Raccoon, hey, dude, welcome onto the stream. Don't forget to drop a like or a follow or a sub wherever you can. I really appreciate that, my guy. But yeah, brain rot dancing lady. Now, dude, if I get you the real clips, I didn't prep any Serbian dancing lady clips, but if I could get the real clip, maybe I'll post that on my TikTok and on the Instagram Reels, perhaps. But I would love to show you guys some more. There's actually this creepy song that accompanies it. That it's a banger. It's a fucking good song. I really wish I prepped a little bit more for the Serbian dancing lady, but that just came out of nowhere. But it's got a banger song, dude. Three-Headed says she ain't no Jeff the Killer, dude. Now Jeff the Killer, of course, a creepypasta, a very popular creepypasta. Now I personally think that Jeff the Killer is one of the worst creepypastas, if I can put it that way. Now, once again, to talk about the differences between what a creepypasta and an urban legend. The differences between an urban legend and a creepypasta also comes down to, an urban legend usually serves to tell some kind of moral tale, or some kind of give you some kind of moral lesson of some kind. It usually serves a purpose, like for instance, the hook hand tells you, listen, don't have premarital sex in the car on this fucking lookout hill or makeout hill. Don't make bad decisions romantically. It's one of those cautionary tales. Poodle in the microwave, don't put a dog in the fucking microwave. I'm assuming that's the one. Although they don't give a cautionary tale about hamsters and blenders, so maybe that's not as bad as we think about it. You decide, let me know in chat. I'd love to hear about that. But yeah, so a lot of these tales have some kind of cautionary tale. The unwanted passenger. Sometimes don't judge a book by its cover, and also be very cautious when driving alone at night. These are the kinds of cautionary tales. Now, there is another quite commonly told urban legend, especially in the US, but I've heard this tale before. I've retold this tale before to many people in the past, and that is the tale of the licking dog. Now, we'll get into that. Let's quickly just check on chat. Three-Headed says, it's like the Jinn videos. That shit fucks me up, as well as the Japanese ghost hunting videos. Now, some of those Japanese ghost hunting videos, especially the ones where they're in the old Japanese houses, that shit's creepy. There was this one video of this guy that took his camera outside. There was this wailing ghost outside on the driveway or something like that, and he threw like hot boiling water at it, and it was freaking the fuck out. Like, auditory was horrifying, dude. That shit is creepy. Maybe we can pop that up a little bit later. Three-Headed saying, Jeff the Killer was written by a 13-year-old edgelord, and I love it. Early 2000 internet was the bomb. Now, there's a pretty standard reason why I don't like Jeff the Killer, is because the image that they use for Jeff the Killer, let me just pop that up for you guys who don't know who Jeff the Killer is. Just give me a second. So Jeff the Killer is a story of this horribly disfigured man who has this maniacal smile on his face, and he basically attacks this kid while he's sleeping at night, and it's super stupid, guys. It's so lowbrow kind of, oh, I'm trying to be scared story. And honestly speaking, it does have some effects to it. It does have some scariness to it. But, I mean, if you're older than 13, dude, it's not that scary anymore. I think some other scarier creepypastas online are probably like Slender Man. We all know who that is. If you don't know, let me know in chat. I'd love to explain it to you, but I'm not going to get into Slenderman that much. But another creepypasta that kind of surpasses Jeff the Killer for me is the Rake. Now, the Rake itself, I think, is one of the scarier creepypastas. And it's so much so that the Rake now actually has an entire dedicated Cryptid fan base. The Rake now has followers, and there are people who swear up and down they've seen the Rake in some shape, way, or form. Now, the original image of the Rake is the one that was on the trail footage. This is the image that was posted on many creepypasta sites, on many of the browsing sites. For those of you on the TikTok or on the YouTube Shorts watching now, unfortunately it's cutting off. I'm not gonna say, jump over to another platform to watch it, but if you want to see the Rake in action, you can jump onto another platform. Here's another, this is more an artist's rendition of the Rake. Here's another Rake image that's from a video. I've seen this video before in the past. It's pretty interesting as well. Now, the Rake is described as a humanoid creature, very long, pale limbs and pale complexion all over. It's also described to be very, very fast, and I have seen a creature before in the past that looks very similar to the Rake. Now, whether it is a Rake, I don't know, because I do kind of believe that through the power of thought, you can actually will creatures into existence. But before I get into that, let's quickly just check at some more of the chats here. Milan says, have you heard the tale of Mac McSalty? No, I don't think I've heard of the tale of Mac McSalty. Maybe that's a video of myself from many, many years ago when I was raging about an ice spine at the airport. Brandon D, do you remember the Momo video? Yes, I do remember Momo. For those of you guys who don't know who Momo is, also a creepypasta. Very strange looking face. I don't find this to be that scary. It is definitely an unsettling image. It's definitely an image that evokes some kind of primalistic fear within us. So Momo is creepy, but it's not necessarily gonna keep me up at night. It is one of those images that can get burned into your mind. It's like the Exorcist girl image that's spread around, especially for the people who used to play that maze game. I don't know if you remember the maze game, but when you play the maze game and you touch the edge of the maze and then this face pops up and starts yelling at you, that was a pivotal moment, because this face actually was burned into my subconscious whenever I was thinking of a scary face. So maybe Who knows? Maybe this subconscious thought latched onto me and made me scared of my family back in the day when I was recounting my ghost stories the other day. Maybe this face or this little image of a girl has solidified itself as a creepy thing in my mind that I now attach ghosts to this face in the background. Now, some of the other stories that I wanted to get into, like I said, the other one is the story of the licking dog. Now, the licking dog story goes as follows. For those of you who don't know what the licking dog story is about, there was this girl. She was, newly like she just moved out of her house, and she was staying on her own. I think she went to like university or something like that. And now, of course, in South Africa, be it a university, maybe in the US, she went to college, or she was staying at home for the weekend or something, and her parents were away. I can't remember all the particular details, but essentially, so she was staying, and she had her dog that she brought with her wherever she went, and this dog would usually sleep under her bed. And when she would feel scared or a little bit spooked, she would put her hand down on the side of the bed and have her dog lick her hand. And the dog would lick her hand nice and calming, and this licking gesture would relax her and calm her down. And one night she wakes up and she hears a dripping sound. Now, for those of you who watched our ghost video a couple of weeks back or have watched the rerun of it, it's also up on the YouTube channel. So if you want to go watch it, it's up on the YouTube channel. Just check out the ghost story video. I can link it in the description maybe later as well, or I'll put it in a title card up top later on maybe as well. But so we heard this dripping sound. I mentioned in my story I heard this dripping sound. Now, in this urban legend as well, she hears this dripping sound coming from one of the taps in the bathroom that's in the hall, down the hallway. So she goes down the hallway, she goes and she closes the tap, and she's like, okay, bit weird, but that's fine. So she goes back to bed and she falls asleep again. And she wakes up in the middle of the night and she hears this dripping sound again. She thinks, okay, weird. So first things first, she puts her hand down, let the dog lick her, and she gets a little bit calm. So she musters up the courage, and then she goes out to investigate. And she goes to the bathroom, and this time the tap is sealed shut. There's no dripping, but she hears this dripping sound, and she goes and she checks in the kitchen, and still no dripping sound. Or nothing dripping from the taps there. So she goes back to bed, she lays down and she puts her hand down again, and she feels this licking sensation again of the dog, and she thinks, okay, at least she's safe. Usually when an animal's the one freaking out, then you'll know like shit's going south. So as long as the dog's calm, she'll be fine. And she feels this lick, she falls back asleep. And she's woken up again and she still hears this dripping sound, but this dripping sound now, it's annoying to the extent where she can't sleep anymore. So she gets up and she opens up her closet because she hears the dripping sound from very close by. And as she opens the closet, she sees her dog gutted and hanging from the hanger in her closet. And scribbled in the dog's blood on the door of the inside of the closet, it says, "Humans can lick too." Now, the story ends right there. It ends right there, but of course the implications run deep. What was licking her hand? Who was licking her hand? Of course, the person that killed her dog was the thing that was licking her hand the whole time. And the dog was dead through the whole course of the evening. So the licking dog story is an urban legend that's been retold multiple times over, many different stories. It's also been shown in many pop culture and movie references to the licking dog. It's also been recounted as a ghost story around campfires, at slumber parties and stuff like that. So the licking dog, definitely a urban legend that surpasses and goes through so many borders and boundaries. Three-Headed says, do you think we are afraid of things that look human but aren't because our ancestors had to face something that wasn't human, mimics, vampires, etc.? So to get onto that, that's the theory of, well, not the theory, it's the uncanny valley. For those of you who know what the uncanny valley is, let's quickly just pop that up as well. So the uncanny valley is when things look human, but they aren't. They aren't really human per se. It gives you kind of that chill feeling, and it triggers a flight response or a fight response from you. This is an example from the Cats movie, the semi-live action Cats movie that happened and flopped a couple of years back. So the uncanny valley, I 100% firmly believe that it wasn't a case of we had to prepare ourselves from a evolution standpoint for something that looked human but wasn't. It was more so a fact of when you think of Neanderthals and other Homo species, no Homo species, like the Neanderthal, the Australopithecus, etc. I don't know all of them right now, but I definitely think that these species looked very human, but because of their inherent threat that they posed towards Homo sapiens, we developed kind of a intrinsic bias to dislike them or to get aggressive towards them, and it triggered some kind of flight response or fight response within us. So I think it's due to this evolutionary reason that it's a species that was a threatening species that was maybe battling for resources, maybe battling for some kind of location and stuff like that. So I definitely think that the uncanny valley is more so a mechanism for us to identify things that aren't human from a, like I said, an evolution standpoint, but more so in the sense that it's more so the species difference. It wasn't necessarily a thing like a vampire or a mimic or some kind of something like that. Now, I've seen the mimic videos run around. Once again, another creepy pasta that's running around right now, or people saying that there are mimics abound, and of course, mimics walking hand in hand with skinwalkers, which is another urban legend from the U.S., especially in the Appalachian region. But it's also a cryptid that I've mentioned before. Cryptids being those non-scientifically proven creatures that a lot of people believe exist as fact. Raccoon says there are numerous papers that suggest that people with autism do not suffer from the uncanny valley, and that autistic people trigger the uncanny valley in neurotypical people. Now, yes and no. Yes and no, because I do know there are a lot of uncanny valley examples that do, trigger wildly for some people. But of course, it comes down. It's very subjective. The uncanny valley for some people, it looks fine. Like when you look at Shrek, for instance, some people cite that that Fiona looks uncanny. I don't see it. And there's a couple of people who say that the hyper-realistic designs of some of the new movies and stuff like that look very uncanny. And I don't see it in all cases, but in some cases I do. And also when, I don't know what the fucking the terminology is for it, but when you start recognizing faces in things that don't have faces, that's also something that I think it's weird to trigger. In some cases it triggers easily, in other cases it doesn't. But I don't know how deeply linked that is with autism per se. Now, Three-Headed says, again, skinwalkers are a global phenom. Now, yes, I do agree with you in terms of that. I do think that there are different variations to skinwalkers, and of course there are different types of big cryptid-like creatures. Now, I don't want to go into the cryptids too much further for tonight. I do have a couple of other urban legends that I want to get to, but before I get too sidetracked, I'll stick on the topic a little bit more. Pareidolia. Pareidolia is the one where you see the faces in things that don't have faces. Sorry, I have something in my eye. Maybe it is a CIA drone that's fucking trying to burrow into my brain through my eye socket, through my eye cavity. I don't know. The Kardashians lives in the uncanny valley. Super fake people like mostly plastic. Have you seen the new images of, who's the mother of the Kardashians? She had a surgery recently that just makes her look even more. Oh yeah, this is the image. Like she looked kind of plasticish. She had those puffed up cheeks. Of course, a lot of Botox. But the after picture, that shit scares me. It's also the South Korean plastic surgery images are creepy. There are some that are really, really bad, like botched surgeries. I don't have the images now. Let me just check if I can find them. There's this one of this old lady, and she looks like they basically sellotaped her entire face flat. She looks like she's wearing, you know, when they paint the stereotypical robber with the legging over her face. She looks like that. Very similar to this image here. Oh, here's one that I remember seeing as well. I don't think these are all the ones, but this one, I mean, like, that does not look like the same person. That gives me heavy Uncanny Valley vibes, guys. Heavy Uncanny Valley vibes. Three-Headed says, she's been sucking on the adrenochrome. Dude, she's been fucking injecting that shit straight up, like, intravenously, bro. Raccoon says glow up, but still cursed. Yeah, dude, this is the glow up of the non-century. Uncanny Valley vibes, dude. 110 fucking percent, guys. 110%. Maybe we'll do an episode on the Uncanny Valley and explore some theories at some point. But to get back on the urban legends, now in South Africa specifically, of course, another big urban legend that comes to mind for a lot of people. Now, this is one that I've never heard about until yesterday researching this, but apparently this was really fucking big, and that was Pinky Pinky. For those of you who are not in the know now, Pinky Pinky is a half man, half female beast of some kind, cryptid of some kind, monster thing. It kind of, like, based off this image, and of course this is from the movie Pinky Pinky, a local South African film, I believe. It kind of looks like Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know if you guys see the resemblance. I think some of you do. You know, it's probably the hat and the burnt exterior. Now, when I think of Pinky, I'm thinking of this guy from Doom. I'm thinking of the pink demon from Doom. And this is what I think when I hear Pinky. So when I heard Pinky Pinky, I'm thinking of two of them. And I'm just wondering to myself now, how the fuck does this thing come to South Africa then? Now, how the story goes with Pinky is Pinky and the brain. Pinky Pinky and the brain. Dude, now Pinky, as I say, apparently, so to summon Pinky, you go in front of a mirror and you say his name or its name 3 times, and that way you evoke and conjure up this demonic entity. And this demonic entity basically then attacks you and violently assaults you, and in some cases it'll do worse things to girls. And it's a entity in South African folklore and urban legend that specifically targets girls. And so I saw in 2000 and I believe it was 2012, 2015, round about that time, there was a large swath of mass hysteria sweeping across primary schools in South Africa, where teachers actually had to send out, announcement letters that notified parents that there is no such thing as Pinky Pinky, and that the children must be encouraged not to partake in this silly and foolish game. And that the Pinky Pinky, they started, like, girls were running out of classrooms. They were, during break time, huddling up in a certain area on the school grounds. It was far away from any bathrooms, because they would purposefully go and engage with Pinky Pinky in the bathrooms. And Pinky Pinky then, of course, would attack them. Now, I don't know if the Pinky Pinky story has any merit to it. I do think there's a lot of delusion about it and a lot of, like we said, mass hysteria surrounding Pinky Pinky. But I definitely think that Pinky is one of those urban legends that was based on something else. It gives me very, very much Bloody Mary vibes. It makes me think of Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary into a mirror. Now, obviously, I just said it 3 times, and for those of you who do know, cameras actually have mirrors in them. So did I just conjure Bloody Mary? I don't know. You decide. But anyways, same thing with Pinky Pinky. So Pinky Pinky is basically just the South African, more scuffed up version of Bloody Mary, in my opinion. Pinky is behind you, bro. Imagine I fucking edited that shit in. Now, if you watch the horror movies and people are like, oh, it's behind you, and then I'm like talking shit, and then it's actually behind me and I'm not seeing it, and maybe it's just showing on stream, that'd be fucking weird, dude. That'd be so creepy, man. So I had to do the check, man. I had to do the check, bro. I actually freaked myself out a little bit there. Just give me a second to quickly check on some of the stream things here. Everything's still looking good. Everyone's still happy, having a good time. Now, Mr. Kusanagi said last time during his stream that the people get really mad if you don't have something to snack on during your stream. Now, I unfortunately don't have any snackability or snackable things, but it's not the end of the world. I will try and get some snacks for next time. Triton says, Danica missed opportunity. Now, you know what the layout of my fucking of my study. So the door's there. I can see it. I can hear it. She won't sneak up behind me unless I do this and just relax while she stumbles in by some weird odd chance and I don't hear about it or I don't know about it. Or maybe she's not even watching the stream right now. I don't know. She's busy watching Die Bijl, which is a serial killer documentary, and I think that will lead me into the next urban legend that I personally have heard a lot about, and I don't know if a lot of South African people have heard about this. Probably some of the guys in Gauteng, Scariest, as well as Johannesburg, Pretoria, Boksburg, Brakpan. The guys in this area will most likely probably have heard of this urban legend, although this urban legend is basically just a retelling of a story to make it more scary, and that is the story of Pangaman, the Panga Man or the Panga Man. For those of you who are tuning in who don't understand Afrikaans, it's basically the Machete Man. So we have the urban legend called the Machete Man, where I come from. Let me just quickly check here. Kusanagi saying, I have fuck all snacks tonight, my guy. Dude, it's okay, bro. We're poor right now. It's the 15th, dude. It's still deep into the month, man. We're very far away from payday, dude. I have something to drink at least, but not here right now. I'll grab something to drink after the break or during the break in a little bit, because we'll probably have a break at 8, and then I'll hop into some games afterwards for about 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and we'll see, and then we'll vibe. 3-Headed says, my older brother used to say he'll kill you if you don't behave. That and the Sakabula. Yeah, so the Pangaman was basically where I come from, I don't know about the Sakabula, or I didn't hear about the Sakabula until I was dating my significant other, and she told me about the Sakabula. So I was never familiar with the Sakabula's tale, but the Pangaman story I heard a lot about. So let's just see if there's anything about the Pangaman. So the Pangaman actually is a renowned serial killer that was active in the 60s, 70s, I believe, in Pretoria and Johannesburg specifically. And he would go around, abducting young women from, the side of the road or in the location and stuff like that. And he would then, of course, assault them and end up killing them and leaving their dismembered bodies on the side of the road. And the Pangaman used to use a machete as his primary weapon to kill people. And this is where the Pangaman story kind of came from. Now, my parents, both in the police force back in the day, they used to tell me this story because it turns out that my mother, during the time the Pangaman was active, she was still in high school, but when she came out of high school and went to police academy, she actually did like a lot of research about the Pangaman because it was part of their studies. A part of their policing training is to learn and identify, especially considering she went into crime intelligence and analytics and statistics. The Pangaman had a lot of influence on the way that we policed back in the day after this supposed killer did his things. So the Pangaman, like I said, is very scary. said to roam the streets at night. If you get out of bed too late, I remember being told that if I got out of bed after a certain time, I would be attacked by him. He could get into the house. He had a way of getting in. He would break through the door very easily without struggling, and you would hear him in the house apparently sometimes. So whenever there was creaking or there was some kind of shifting in the house, you'd hear the tiles or the floorboards creak. My parents, if I was staying up late, they'd be like, Guerri Panga man, I hear the Panga man. I hear the machete man. He's going to come for us. So we need to get you to bed. And I remember them using this story with me up until very, very late into my development. I was probably around about grade 5 or 6. They only stopped telling me about the Panga man. However, my parents did replace the Panga man around about grade 5 with another story. Now, for those of you who don't know, I used to stay in a place called Kestel in the Eastern Free State. And Kestel is a big, well, very small town, downtown. Very small town. Very small farming town, if I could put it that way. Downtown. What the fuck am I saying? So a very small farming town. And it only had one paved road. The rest was all dirt road. It's still that way to this day. And we used to stay in one of the asbestos houses that was on the edge in between the informal settlement and the town. And it was very, remote, kind of out there. Wasn't good signal, so you couldn't really connect with people over the phone or call people. Or, well, back then we didn't even have, we had Mixit, but I wasn't on Mixit back then. So we didn't have a lot of messaging and stuff like that. And I remember these big windows, these really big fucking windows in the house, on two sides. Two sides of the house had no windows, and the other two sides had all the fucking windows, basically from edge to edge, just windows. But these windows were so large that it was a hassle to close the curtains. So my mother decided to create her own little urban legend, specifically for me, to get me to close the fucking windows. And these windows were basically used as the last line of defense, and the curtain was the first line of defense, and that was for the man with no eyes. I don't know if you've heard of the man with no eyes, but I firmly believe that it was my mother's undoing. Whenever I try and research the man with no eyes, I get some snippets about the series called Yellow Jackets. Never fucking watched it. Maybe I should. I heard it's very good. But I hear about the man with no eyes, and my mother used to tell me about the man with no eyes. He'd be staring at you. And I remember that freaked me the fuck out. And that urban legend got me to close the windows or close the curtains every single night. I'd close the windows super early at in the afternoon. I'd start closing them at no later than 4 p.m. And the curtains were closed at 5. Even if it got dark only at 6, 7 p.m., I would close the curtains at 5. I would not take any risks. And one day what happened was I was staying up, I was staying outside a little bit later because I'd like to play outside in the dark in our big yard. We had a really big yard, and you play Army Man and stuff like that with your BB guns and whatnot. You run around and have a good time. And I would play, and I went in a little bit later than usual, probably around about 6:30 to 7. And as I get in, I decide to go close my window and my curtains, of course, which I didn't do earlier because I was spending the entire day outside. Now, this was, of course, many, many months or years already into the man with no eyes story, but initially I wasn't as scared by it. It freaked me out, but it didn't put a hindrance on me. It didn't make me do it religiously. It just made me do it. And sometimes I'd be a little later than other times, but sometimes I would still have the curtain open when it would be middle of the night. And this night I decided to, push the limits, stay outside. And as I reach my hand out to grab the window's little fucking handle thing to pull it back in to close it, I see the reflection of my very pale arm and hand reaching from the side. And my room was on the very corner of the house, and there was no window around that corner, so I couldn't see anything behind that corner. So anything could be hiding behind that corner. And as I reach my hand out, I see this fucking reflection that my brain doesn't process as a reflection. It processes it as a real fucking hand. And this thing fucking is coming to my... And I had such a big fright. I pissed myself. And it was horrible. It was so fucking bad. I immediately closed the window, closed the curtains, and I was running to my mom. Mama, and it was they had such a laugh at my expense. But that was one of my urban legends that I firmly believed. And to this day, if I sleep next to a place or next to a window that doesn't have some sort of covering on it, I always think to myself, "Oh, the man with no eyes is staring at me." I don't ever take it that seriously anymore, but nowadays I still think about it. Last night I thought about it a little bit because I had one of the windows open with no curtain over it, and I was like, the man with no eyes is staring at me. And it's still to this day. So have you guys ever heard of the man with no eyes? Let me know in chat if this is something that was designed by my mother to scare the shit out of me and teach me a lesson, or is this something that you've heard about before? Brandon says, have you heard of the Highway Sheila? My guy, we actually discussed the Highway Sheila a little bit earlier today, or a little bit earlier in the stream. So you unfortunately missed it. If you want to check it out, you can hop onto the YouTube replay later on. If you want, I can post a link to you at some point as well. Share that with you. Drop me a message or send me an email. Which reminds me, let me just send that email again to us so you guys can send me your stories, send me your tales. I'd love to hear about you, about your experiences. I think this might be trauma, sir. No, it wasn't trauma. It was an urban legend. It was an urban legend, I promise. No, it was an urban legend that my parents used to tell me, and I believed it firmly. Of course, there were some long tales. There were some tall tales that they told, like, you swallow the pip with the fucking of the watermelon, and the watermelon grows inside you. That was traumatic. But the man with no eyes, that shit was creepy. And later on in life, before my mother passed, when I was still in high school, she actually told me that it was mainly because if you're standing outside, and of course it's super easy to see this now, if you're standing outside of a lit room and you look in, you can see everything. But a person inside a lit room looking outside necessarily can't see as much and can't really see what's going on outside. So there obviously would be people, if you were to leave your curtains open, who can stare in. Now, of course, the man with no eyes is just a scary figure to attach to this lesson of hers. But yeah, that's that was one of those things, guys. That was one of those things. So the other urban legends that I wanted to briefly touch on, a couple that I just wanted to run through, because we are running out of time a little bit here for the story segment of the stream. Now, for those of you who are tuning in, new watchers, thank you so much for hopping on. Don't forget to drop a follow or a subscribe on YouTube, follow on Kick and on Twitch. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much for the guys who followed tonight. We got some fucking massive, awesome numbers looking on the follows tonight on Twitch, and some subscribers popping in on YouTube as well. That's pretty fucking cool. Thanks a ton, guys. But yeah, so for you guys who are tuning in, usually with these kinds of streams, I do a little bit of a chatting section for God knows how long. I really enjoy just, chatting and having a good time. And that's the main brunt of my streams. And then I will jump onto games a little bit later if I decide I feel like it, or if the topics run its course, then, it's vibes. I don't have any set times that I want to stream. I'll stream as long as I want to, or as short as I want to. It's my party. I'll cry if I want to, Thanks, Raccoon, for the follow, dude. I really appreciate that. You have become a believer. Very good, very good. But hopefully, if we get ourselves to affiliate, then we can start unlocking the subs, which I do call the true believers. And these are the people who believe in the supernatural, the paranormal, and the bit fucking weird in life. So, of course, I'm not taking the stream thing too seriously, but I do want to make sure that it's nice and proper for you guys. So I am considering upgrading the camera. Right now, the camera quality is fine for the small segment, but when we move over to the bigger camera, it's a little it's a little bad. It's a bit, yeah. I also am considering upgrading the background of the video. I do want to make it nice and theme appropriate. So I would love to hear your suggestions. How you guys think I should upgrade the background? Are there any specific things you'd love to see me hanging behind me? Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the Rick and Morty stuff in terms of like for the stream specifically. I'm a big fan of Rick and Morty, but I don't really think it's theme appropriate. It's a bit more on the wacky side, and of course that's pretty cool. Triton saying Pinky and the Brain. We'll get a little. Can you sponsor me a Pinky and the Brain Funko Pop, dude? I would put that shit up. I do think that makes a lot of sense. Pinky and the Brain. What's next? A brown Power Ranger? We'll have to get a brown Power Ranger as well. So we'll get a Funko of a brown Power Ranger and a Pinky and the Brain. How does that sound, guys? But yeah, so there are a couple of other big urban legends. Now, like I said, the line between what is an urban legend and a cryptid is very, very thin. They're basically the same thing in a lot of cases. And of course, a lot of people, when they hear cryptid or when they hear about these urban legend creatures, they think about things like the Mothman or Bigfoot. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard about Mothman and Bigfoot. If you haven't heard about Mothman, you've at least heard about Bigfoot. Now, play this, dude. I'm not gonna put the. Maybe I should. No, the only thing I'm getting here is Pink Eye, dude. I'm not gonna listen to Pink Eye in front of all you. But yeah, Mothman is fuck. Why can't I use the right words? Mothman supremacy. Yes! I love hearing the people saying Mothman. Mothman is the best. Mothman is better than Bigfoot, guys. I do like Bigfoot. I'm a big Bigfoot believer and enjoyer. But I am a firm fucking believer in Mothman. The Mothman effect, bro. Mothman is awesome. So, Mothman is so fucking cool. Mothman has so much lore behind him. So much awesome things. Now, I want to ask the guys in chat, do you think that Mothman... A couple of people are suggesting that Mothman is some sort of messenger angel of some kind, some cryptid that announces some kind of bad things happening. It's kind of like a doom prophet of some kind. Whenever it comes around, it signals a warning of impending doom, impending tragedy about to happen, like the bridge collapse in the US. Now, the exact specifics, I don't know too well, because the Mothman we're going to get into on Friday's stream. So if you guys want to hear more about cryptids and cryptozoology, specifically the Mothman, Bigfoot, Nessie, we're also going to be talking about the Grootslang in South Africa, which is one of our big cryptids. We also have the Waterbobbejaan. So I want to talk about the Waterbobbejaan, which is South Africa's own version of a Bigfoot. So we also have our own version of a Bigfoot. I would love to talk about them. There's also another creature that popped up when I was busy researching a little bit about South African cryptids, and that was specifically, let me just quickly see if I can find it here. So we have what's called the Impundulu, which is the lightning bird. I'm going to pop that up on screen for you guys now. So we have what's called the Impundulu, or lightning bird, and they say it's a Xhosa folklore bird that's just basically a giant thunderbird. For those of you who are in the know about thunderbirds, it's a very big bird that summons thunder and lightning. It's also one of those myths that does happen throughout a couple of cultures. So the Impundulu is just our version of the lightning bird. They also have, just moving on. Oh, here's another hitchhiking ghost, Vera, that is about the highway Sheilas as well. They also have the Inkanyaba. Or the Inkanyamba. Now, I didn't read too much about the Inkanyaba. I don't know about it too much as well. But apparently it's a giant serpent-like creature that dwells in the water. Now, I will tell you about another cryptid, an urban legend that recently came to my attention about water-based cryptid. but I'll get into that. They also have the Pinky Pinky, the Highway Sheila. But here's the one I wanted to talk about. The Kamappa, guys. The Kamappa, or the Swallowing Beast. Now, what the fuck is this thing, guys? What the holy shit? What the hell is that thing, bro? What the fuck? This thing is crazy. So, the Kamappa, let's just zoom out to a reasonable size. In Sutu folklore, the Kamappa is a monstrous creature that swallows everything in its path. It consumes more, it grows larger. Sounds familiar? Sounds like the ANC. As it consumes more, grows larger, this terrifying beast is often described as a force of nature, unstoppable and voracious. Some versions of this legend suggest that the Kamappa may even devour entire villages, growing more and more powerful with every creature it consumes. What the fuck is that thing, dude? What the hell? So, Three-Headed saying, play the Mothman song. No, bro, I'm not going to play the Mothman song. I'll get copyright strike, bro. The Mothman is like big name, bro. Big name in the industry, bro. It's like Disney. You don't want to fuck with Disney. No. Angels look far more creepy than our homeboy Mothman. My guy, Mothman looks... Mothman, okay, he does kind of look like a vibe, though. But this freaking image of Mothman, it does not bode well for my fucking sanity, bro. This one is kind of like, okay, this one sucks. I like this image of Mothman. This is my favorite rendition of Mothman. Or this one. This is the classic The Moth. I love this one. But yeah. Mothman personally tells me who I should suck off. Dude, do you channel Mothman on your grinder expeditions? Are you like, Mothman, tell me the dick. I need to know about the dick, bro. Give me the inside scoop about the dick and balls. Three-Headed saying the Kalahari mermaids, bro. Dude, and so I looked at the Kalahari mermaids. I also looked... Guys, this is real footage of the Kalahari mermaid. I think it's called the Karua mermaid. The Karua mermaid. Let me just check if I could find the real footage of the Karua mermaid. No, I can't find it right now. Or Africa mermaid. Yeah, this is the one I saw. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that looks like a sunfish right there. That looks like a sunfish attached to what clearly looks like a little boy in a wig. That's just been like put into the sunfish. So the real footage or the real images of the supposed Karua mermaid, I don't believe, but I do believe that there's possibly some kind of Karua mermaid mythos or story that we still have to explore. Now, Niku says, Mothman got Clinton. Also check out the Grootslang. Dude, I saw the Grootslang. We're actually going to be talking about the Grootslang on Friday during our Cryptid stream. We'll hop into the Grootslang. Water-based? Yeah, based as fuck. But no, so the water-based creatures that I wanted to discuss is actually the is actually called the Water Fiend. Now, Triton, don't get ahead of me. Let me just quickly work through chat, and I'll tell you guys more about the Water Fiend. So, Triton says, is those a urban legends or real? You decide. My guy, the grammar is strong with this one tonight. Are these urban legends real or fake? I don't know. You decide. Christmas dinner, Kamappa effect, you decide. Bro, gulping down everything, just like... Did you see how big that thing's jaw opens up? I'm pretty sure that's me, like, at Christmas dinner, dude. With a whole gammon, like, just fucking thrusting it down. Raccoon says, it's so cute, actually. Yeah, the Kamappa is pretty cute. It's a pretty cute creature, but that thing, like, it's crazy, dude. Google biblically accurate angels. Dude, I know about the biblically... Can I use fucking words tonight, please, guys? The biblically accurate angels. I know about the seraphim and the cherubs and the fucking wheelbarrow and all those kinds of guys. So we'll get into. I don't really like doing religion per se on these streams. I'm not really planning on becoming a religious streamer. I do have some religious iconography, and we will be talking about the Satanic Panic at some point during one of the streams. I am planning on doing an entire stream about the 80s and 90s Satanic Panic, especially the Satanic Panic revolving around Dungeons and Dragons, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and the likes. So we'll get into that as well. So we will be delving into a little bit of religion during that point, but I want to steer as far clear from religion because I don't want to talk about something that I'm not too experienced in. I'm more so experienced in the mythos, the myths, the legends, the tall tales, the tales that you don't have to be accurate about. Because the thing is, that's the fun thing about myths, is they don't have to be accurate as fuck. They can be based in a little bit of belief, you know? So Raccoon says, what I look like at 2 a.m., bro. That's true. Mothman just runs the Grinder account. Dude, Mothman's the one with the fucking authenticator on the phone, bro. He's like, bro, you want to sign into Grinder? You're going to have to ask me, man. You're going to have to ask me. I get wishes delivered on a small note attached to moths that fly into my room. Dude, I'm just imagining these little moths coming in and giving you little forehead kisses. Being like... I'm just imagining that. Or they're coming in like, and they have this little moth dust trail. It looks like Tinkerbell almost, but just a little moth. This little chubby fucking moth is flying by and giving you little forehead kisses. Then Raccoon says, real and true. Also, I wonder why Yu-Gi-Oh was emphasized. Well, the real reason I'm emphasizing Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh specifically, as well as D&D, is because my parents were very, very, very serious about the Satanic Panic. And all of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards and all of my fucking Pokemon Tazos were thrown away due to this bullshit story. But I definitely want to get into it because there is actually a I don't know what to call him exactly. It's like a expert in the field of Satanism and the occult. He was actually an informant for the police, and he helped uncover a lot of things during the height of the Satanic Panic, of satanic cults and rituals that were being performed nationwide across South Africa, but also in other parts of the world. But he was specifically focused on the task force that was put in place to dismantle the whole satanic sect in South Africa. Now, of course, did he succeed? Probably not. I do know of a lot of Satanists still to this day, and of course the Satanic Church is still alive and well, but luckily the former leader of the Satanic Church, I think his name is Leon or something like that, he's a fucking fool. What a joke that guy is. But we'll get into that during the Satanic Panic episode. So for the time being, I think what we'll do right now is we're going to quickly just jump over into a little break segment. Just give me a second to pop this over here. We're gonna jump into a little break section. Oh, in afgeskreven. No, bro, no. I think he fucked up. He fucked up. They all fucked up. I think all of the satanic dudes are just like a bunch of posers, like super edgelordy kind of guys. Now, I do think there are a lot of like real things regarding the satanic shit, especially the occultism and the symbolism and some of the rituals and stuff have some real stuff. But the majority of people who are Satanists or who get involved in Satanism of some kind are like a bunch of fucking just wannabe fucking bad people. Like, oh, look at me, I'm so tough. Or they're usually like low life guys who are very. It's difficult for them to find any friends or hang out with anyone good that's productive in any shape, way, or form. So I'm calling out the Satanists. You guys fucking suck. And if you guys want to attack me or do some spiritual warfare, fucking go for it, dude. Go for it. You fucking suck, dude. Reminds me of Raccoon. No, Raccoon, I don't think would be a Satanist because Jews are inherently satanic. That's a joke, by the way. Disclaimer. That's a joke. No, I'm kidding. But no, I don't peg him for a Satanist. Get it? Peg him? I don't peg him either, but but yeah, I'm going to quickly go into a break segment just so I can get something to drink. My throat's really dry, and then we're going to hop into a game. Just before we do that, I just quickly want to switch over here. Just give me a second. All right. So we're going to hop over into the BRB screen. Guys, I'll be right back. Give me a couple of minutes just to quickly get myself set up. But yeah, for the time being, I definitely want to revisit the subject. I definitely want to pick up again on urban legends at some point. There are so many cool urban legends in South Africa. And hopefully I've touched on some of the big ones, some of the ones that you might have heard of or know about. The Pinky Pinky was new knowledge to me yesterday when I heard about that for the first time. We are definitely Friday. We're going to be doing a stream on the cryptids of South Africa, or some cryptids of South Africa, and we'll also be doing a broad strokes kind of stream on cryptids across the globe. Talk about a couple of cryptids that some people have reported here and there. Maybe look at some real cryptid footage. We'll see how the stream goes on Friday. But yeah, so let me quickly hop out, and I'll be right back. Cheers, guys. See you now. And we're back. We're back. Biggest shit of my life. Dude, fuck you. The biggest shit of my life is you, bro. You're my biggest shit. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I still love you. All right, so we're going to hop into a game called Barony. Let me just quickly switch this over here. So Barony is a game that I've seen online a couple of times. It's basically like a dungeon crawler meets roguelike meets first person something. I'm not exactly sure on all the specifics, but I really like this game. I saw a couple of videos. I haven't really played it yet, but I'd love to play it a little bit. So we're going to test it out and see how it goes tonight on stream. Now, let me just quickly check my volume on the game.
Ah, another one joins the fray.
Okay, sounds about right. Okay, brand new copy of my journal, unidentified. Let's pick it up and let's read the journal. The brand new scroll. What the fuck? Okay, picked up some foods, some foodstuffs. Flawless rock. Identify this item to learn more. Sounds good. Sounds good. Ooh, praise, reading book. Okay, so I haven't played this game much. I'm still learning as we go along. So my journal. After traveling for days, I finally found it. The ruined town once known as Hamlet. What a ghastly place. Little grandeur remains in the architecture I read about from my travel guide. Most of the abandoned streets are littered with debris, but a clear path winds from the gates of Hamlet to the abandoned mine. As I approached the entrance to the mines, the ghoulish laughter and baleful glow emanating from within seemed to diminish. The gateway is quite large, and the door only opens one way. Once I go in, it seems I shall not be coming out. but I am determined to dispel whatever evil has taken this place, and so I must proceed. My only hope is that my quest not be in vain. Gods above protect me as I enter this forsaken place. Okay, so I'm going into a shitty place. I can pick up torches, one thing I saw, so I'm definitely gonna grab the torches. We'll put the torches on first, and we'll also have the little kitty. I'll activate the switch and take this torch as well. Come with me, Mr. Torch. Okay. What is this? Okay. Use Assist Shrine. The Assist Shrine. Take up to 4 gifts to ease the adventure that awaits. Assist items are disabled in game settings. Toggle the option. Use assist items. Well, we're going to use assist items because I haven't played this game yet. Let's confirm. Go back. Assist Shrine. So, Cloak of the Guardian gives me damage resistance and trap resistance. I can have an excellent Marigold. Gives me HP restore. The Neck grants revival on death, restoring 50 HP. Disintegrates on activation. Or the Flawless Ring grants 10 XP, 10 max HP and max MP. That sounds good. I'll claim one of them. And I'll claim one of these. Let's go. Race is human. Class is Joker. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's see, is there anything else here? Spells? Haven't learned any spells. So let's check what's going on in Barony. We'll enter the dungeon. Descend the ladder. Welcome to dungeon level 1.
Well, good luck, human.
Ooh. Okay. Worn hood and identify. Oh shit. No! Stay the fuck away from me! Ow! Screw you! Fuck you, Skeleton Man! I died. Skeleton Man is too strong. Skeleton Man is too strong. Now, the thing about this game is it is a roguelike. So we're gonna have to, unfortunately, just give me a second, I see a raccoon says, the volume can go down about 20%. Thank you very much, Mr. Raccoon, I do appreciate. Let me know if that's a bit better. But this is a roguelike, so we have to start from scratch every time we die. But that does also mean that we do restart or reset the area. So let's identify, interact, grab some food stuffs. I'm gonna grab 2 torches this time. I won't grab all 5 of them. Well, activate the switch. I think okay. It's a lockpick. Claim these. Okay. So if we take the nice things, the little assists, they disable our achievements, which kinda sucks. Is the game audio better now, Mr. Raccoon? Let me know. I'd like to hear from you guys. Is the game audio still a bit too loud? No skeleton this time.
Good luck, human.
It's still too loud. Let's quickly check here. Just give me a second. Is that better? Let's check. Is this better on the game volume? Let me know, guys. I don't wanna kill you guys with too much audio. Okay, so let's just take this away. We'll smack this with a fist. I think fist sounds good. Ooh. Torn scroll labeled Eld Bib Hilo. Okay. What the fuck does that do? Read? The scroll is blank. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Thank you, Triton. I thought I was tweaking KW. This is epic. Okay, so I'm assuming the volume is better. But right, let's check. There's another scroll. Let's read this one. This is a letter. Our exploration of the Devil's Bastion has failed after an extended... Fuck, I can't read fast enough. Let's just read it again. With the dungeon's inhabitants. Extended encounter with the dungeon's inhabitants. Okay. There's something over there. Saw a shadow. There's a shadow. Don't like the shadow. Shadow can get fucked. Oh, it's a mouse. It's a rat. Fuck you, rat man. Ratma. We'll bang the sack as well. Sack give me good stuffs. Flawed ring. Unidentified. Ooh. Moldy cheese. Serviceable blindfold. It's accursed. It gives me minus 10 perception. Oh, gosh damn. No, that skeleton dude looks fucking too rough. We'll go... 1. Yes, come Skelly. No, don't come Skelly. Stay away, Skelly. Stay away, Skelly. I don't want to fight you. Never mind. Now, one thing I do know about this game is that some of the items are cursed. Because I did a quick run just to see if the game works on stream. And I accidentally ended up... What the fuck? There's a boulder here? Ooh. Environmental damage. But yeah, so I picked up an amulet. I put it around my neck. And then it choked me to death because it was cursed. So, interesting. The game has some mischievous nature to it. I do like that. Oh shit, what's... Oh no! No, I'm gonna fucking die again. No! Don't you dare! Okay. We're very bad at this game, but that's okay. Triton says, no problem, I got you. And then Raccoon says, were you into it though? Yeah, I was definitely into getting molested by this alien, well, the skeletal army. So we're gonna have a nice little grapefruit tonic. I'll do the
Another
fucking, oh, spit roasted by Skellies, yeah. Oh no, the Skelly spit roasting felt good, man, felt good. Now, grapefruit tonic is not the best thing to drink. It's not bad. Okay, so we read that, we get the bunch of food. I think the food helps us regen HP. We definitely need to pick up all the torches now. I think picking up torches is just the smart thing to do. We'll put the torches away for now. We can still see. I was blind, but now I see. Take torch, we activate switch. We put on the torch. We're not going to claim anything. Let's not claim anything. Let's just check here. No, I don't want to switch genders. It's not within my wheelhouse tonight. I'd rather eat soap, I think. No, dude, Skelly's spit roasting sounds not too terrible. They might be a bit skinny, though. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, shit. Another one. No, we're running. Fuck this. Okay. Break the jar. We pick up what's ever in the jar. I don't care. It's a red potion. We pick up the scroll. We pick up this thing. Pick up another scroll. That sounds to me like the best plan. There's a chair. Let's break the chair. Fuck the chair. Chairs are bad for you. Why am I sitting on a chair while I'm saying this? Back for round 2. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get scared. Ooh, worn magic staff. Now, I am a Joker, which is apparently a magical race, so we're gonna definitely equip that. Ooh, I have a bronze tomahawk as well. No telling what it did. What the fuck is this all about? Okay. Fuck, lost my alien. Okay, that... What the fuck? I thought I have this axe and I give it a hit, and it just fucking flies. Okay, we try that one more time, guys. Let's do this again. This game's difficult, guys. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. This is basically as blind a run as it can be. How do you wear a staff? No, I put the staff on, bro. Like, on my hand. I put it in my hand. Okay, we don't use the altar. Fuck the altar. That is achievement disabling, and it clearly doesn't fucking do anything. It doesn't help. Okay. Spell book.
Best of luck.
I've learned a spell. I have no idea what spell I've learned. Let's check. Spell of locking. Oh, I can lock doors and chests. I'm gonna ready this and put it on chest. Okay. I don't know how the fuck that worked. I picked up the staff again. Torn spellbook. Some unidentified things. Another thing? Oh, bronze axe. Okay. The bronze tomahawk. Okay, cloudy potion. We drank it. We drank it. We don't care. Okay. Identify this item to learn more. I don't have enough. We're gonna put it on. Okay, it's not harming me yet, so it's not cursed. A torn spellbook. Let's read it. You forgot one of your spells. Great. I forgot my locking spell. What the f... Okay. Flying minecart. I'm not gonna read the whole Minecraft movie script, but I think that's fine. Let's appraise it. I can't. Wait. What the f... Oh, I got teleported somewhere. A flawless ring. A worn tin opener. A flawless amulet. A fish. Another fish. Ooh. Bed. Okay, dibs on the top bunk. I'll drink from the fountain. It's giving me speed! I'm on crack cocaine! I love this. Okay, inspect the gate. I cannot go out there, and I cannot go out there. Okay. The fountain is dry. Okay, now what? Do I read it again? That clearly didn't do anything. Oh! Yeah, that did something. Another axe. Another axe, and there looks to be... Okay, I am cursed to teleport in this playthrough. This is so cursed. Okay, let's just put on some things. Let's put on some things. We'll put the staff on. We'll wield the staff. Put on the flawed amulet. No, wait, oh, thank goodness. There was one of those amulets that started choking people. It's a worn staff. Big F, back to normal. No, bro, I'm getting TP'd the whole time. This is not good. This is not good. Okay. The tomahawk. I'm assuming I throw the tomahawks. Okay. That makes sense. We're gonna just hotkey this thing as well. Let's read the scroll. Drink from the sink. And a cracked amulet. Let's put on the cracked amulet, guys. This is gonna crack us out again. Water breathing. Okay, I've got water breathing on this cracked amulet. That is cracked, bro. Okay, door is locked. I have a lockpick. But I'm gonna do this first. Do that first. What the... Why do they hit so hard? Why do they hit so hard? Okay. Serious time. Serious time, guys.
Another one joins the fray.
Maybe we should change our class. I don't think the Joker is for me right now. It sounds like an intermediate class. I know I'm a little bit of a Joker, and I thought that would have been really funny to do. But let's just... We'll change our class. We'll go with the Barbarian. Okay, at the start of the next game. So we'll have to die one more time, but... I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. Is this a scenario like we had in the Black Mesa exploration? Where I said it'll be fine and I just died immediately? I never know. The Skelly is fighting the rat, and we're punching the Skelly to death. Yes. I have a sword, and I have a dream. Slightly aged cream pie, guys. I've got slightly aged cream pie. Serious. Okay. We eat the slightly aged cream pie. Can we eat the slightly aged... Okay, no, I've equipped the slightly aged cream pie. Interesting. Eat that. We read that. We pick up all the things. Okay. So far, so good. We eat the apple. We eat the apple. That did not produce what I thought it would. Thought it would give me like something, but no, it didn't give me anything. I clearly have much to learn. Much to learn. Brand new scroll labeled Thar. That is just specifically from Melly D. Thar she goes. Thar she blows. Okay. Are we making progress? I don't know yet. There's a fountain. And there is a eye patch! Well, I mean, let's wear the eye patch. Okay, the eye patch is vibing. We drank. It refreshes. Take the cream pie! Okay. Yes, the granny with the slightly older, slightly aged green boy.
Another mortal life.
Okay, so my light's just dimmed, so I have a sneaky suspicion my power might go out. So if the stream just abruptly ends, I'm so sorry about that, guys, but that means shit went south. Okay, so this has this class has a shield, which is good. So I can block now. It also has an axe, so I can do some damage.
Well, good luck.
What is this? What the fuck? Okay. I got killed by a boulder. More not my death, people. More not my death. They didn't enjoy the slightly aged cream pie, my guy. Okay. That was unfortunate, guys.
Another one joins
We'll grab the torches once again. Let's open up. Let's open up our feelings. Shield came in at... Dude, that shield blocked the entire boulder. Skill issue, he says. Fuck you, raccoon. Okay, now it's very dark. I don't like this. I don't like where this is going. Okay. We have a torch now. And we have a dead end as well. No boulder in sight. That is definitely a bad thing. Okay, we killed a skeleton, guys. We killed a skeleton. We'll take a celebratory little victory sip here. We killed a skeleton. We're making progress, boys. We're making money moves. Faded spellbook. Can we use the spellbook? Okay, we have the... Do we have cream pies? No, we don't have any cream pies. We read the faded spellbook. Not yet learnable. Okay, interesting. There's a rat. Fuck you, rat. A worn iron spear. Okay, that sounds serviceable. Fresh meat. Nom 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 nom. Okay. I had a sneaky suspicion I would go in there and it'll lock me in, but it didn't, so I'm pretty grateful for that. Bread. Slightly aged bread, just like the cream pie. Jesus would have avoided that boulder. Yeah, he would have. He would have. I'm gonna get cooked again. Oh, dude. Just as I killed him. Just as I... Oh, fuck, man. Okay, fair. But my barbarian is leveling up slowly but surely. Never mind, he reset. That sucks.
Another mortal life module assessment.
Okay, we'll try that again. One more time with feeling. How does that sound, guys? Okay. We now know, at least, that we need to be careful. We're gonna leave the torches up in here. The jar. Okay, the jar is giving me gold. Ooh, I can exit the dungeon floor. So when I'm done with the dungeon, I can exit. The gate is opened elsewhere. Let's break the crate. Maybe there's something in the crate. There's gold. Okay, there's a little bit of gold. I don't know what we're doing with gold yet, but there's gold. What did the rat do to you? Dude, the rat is a follower of Ratma, and if you've ever seen the Ratma urban legend, then you'll know you gotta be careful for Ratma. I'm pretty sure Mark Wahlberg would have avoided that death. Fuck off! I killed him! Okay. Do we have something to heal with? Restores a large amount of hunger. Hunger. HP restore. So my booze actually gives me HP restore. Okay. Okay. We've got booze that can restore. Worn iron axe. We'll pick that up. We'll drink from the fountain. It refreshes me up. What the fuck? There's bats! Okay. That's not good. So the water-based urban legend that I wanted to talk about is actually called the one, the only Water Fiend. Now, the Water Fiend is a urban legend that's supposed to be a warding spirit that helps protect the South African coast against Chinese drones, especially tire-based drones. We're actually doing it this time, boys. Are we doing it? No, we're dead again. We're dead again. But yeah, so the Water Fiend is a South African, especially on the eastern coast, South African urban legend that wards off against rambunctious tire drones from China. And the Water Fiend is known for also helping people swim. Poorly, I might add, but he does help people swim. So that's one thing to take into consideration as well. Right now, I'm getting bad juju vibes about this game. This game is really, really difficult. All I want to do is just want to vibe, and I'm getting fucking slaughtered. Getting slaughtered the whole time. Okay, is this a mimic, guys? Do we think this is a? Do we think this is a mimic? My face when I'm a water fiend. Rubber based. No, the Water Fiend, so he doesn't come out often, and we actually have footage of the Water Fiend. I will show that on stream at some point. Can we get some people to chat, to say in chat proof? We can get proof typed in chat, then I'll post some proof of the Water Fiend. I can actually share the Water Fiend with you guys. I have firm footage of the Water Fiend in action. Okay, I've picked up a lockpick. We'll take the lockpick. We'll leave the lockpick. Proof, yes. Thank you for typing proof in chat. Your subscription has been noted. You will be charged 42 Rand off of your APSA account for the rest of your life. Thank you for subscribing. You heard it here first. Oh, I'm bleeding, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding, I have nothing to stop the bleeding with. But we'll drink the... Oh, we're drunk now. What? Oh yeah, that's a good time. That's a good time. Oh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. This is me at the start of the night and me after the start of the night. Ooh. I hit him in the sack. Okay, let's... I'm still feeling a bit boozy, but that's okay. I'm a slut for some cold hard evidence. Then type proof in chat, bro. Type proof in chat, and you will be shown the evidence. Whoa. What the fuck? You'll be shown the proof. We also have some UAP footage that I will share once we get enough people to type proof in chat. So if you want to see the real UAP South African footage that was taken by the one, the only Danica, then let me know and I will post that on the socials for all you guys to see. If you want to find my socials, you can find my socials linked on all of the different channels and different platforms. But don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. I really appreciate all of your support, guys. We need this to please the CIA algorithm so that they can stop chasing my dogs away. Because I still need these dogs to be able to determine where the white dog poop goes. Okay. Can't attack through it. I can't attack through that either. Okay. There's a rat. Worn lantern. Okay. Oh, what happened? What happened? I'm gonna block some you, skeleton! Drink from the sink. Blocking has been increased, guys. Moldy tin. Okay, I still see no aged cream pies. Of course, if we have aged cream pies, that will be our main weapon. Kid named Evidence. That's pretty fucked, bro. Ooh, it's the Ratma. Ratma is dead. Ratma has been taken care of. But what is left? Okay, bubbly potion. Okay, it inflicts blindness. I don't want to do that. We're appraising. We're checking the Worn Lantern now. Let's see what the Worn Lantern has in store for us. Ooh, it provides light. Okay. Plain Potion of Confusion. And this moldy tin, what does it give us? Stores a large amount of hunger. Requires a tin opener to eat. And the Zelgo Mare Scroll, what does that do? Can be inscribed to imbue magical effects. Please disregard the previous letter. Interesting. Okay. Plain Potion of Sickness. Can be consumed or thrown. Okay. We still need methods to heal up. Right now, we're in a bit of a bad spot. Flawless ring. Let's wear the ring. We'll bedazzle. We'll do that. Put it on. Okay. The ring yanks gently at your finger. I don't know what it does, but we'll wear it for the bedazzling factor. Well, dibs on the top bunk. Apparently, that's what. There's a person. Oh shit, I killed a human. Accidentally. That wasn't very cash money of me. I'm so sorry about that person. That's okay. I got TP'd again, what the fuck? Okay. Wait, WTF? Ratma is dead. We will not praise Ratma in this household. This is a Ratma-free household. We'll drink from the sink. New spell. Okay, decrepit wooden shield. Is it better? +0 on the armor class. We'll put on the helmet. And we'll put on the breastplate. We gotta get those boobies. +1 cock ring. Yes. Yes, very nice. Sturdy cock ring. Oh, fuck, what's going on? Ah, Ratma will not survive. Killed the rats. I've killed the rats. Okay, why am I getting super TP'd right now? Yes! Let's go! Let's fucking go, you fucking skeleton bitch. Suck it, motherfucker! Woo! Actually, it's called murder. Yeah, fair enough, I suppose. I shook my fucking screen so wildly that I accidentally moved my cursor off the screen. What the fuck? What is this? It is a Slim. Oh, he's corrosed me? That sucks, dude. That fucking blows. Okay? I'm still being TP'd everywhere. And I don't like the vibes of it. Am I being, like, magicked by someone who's TPing me about? I don't know, you decide. Okay, there's a tomahawk. Pick that up. I really wanted to pick up whatever the fuck that was. Okay. Where the hell are we now? We'll pull the lever. Pull the lever, Kronk! Okay, this TPing thing is getting, like, really fucking ridiculous. I wonder what's causing me to TP about like that. So we're using a serviceable iron axe. Gives me +6 damage. This is +1. Oh, Mr. Bone Man, fuck you. Okay. Haha! Pick that up, we'll pick that up, we'll pick that up before I get TP'd away again. Because I will get TP'd away again. Okay, we'll go to the next level. What?
My Minotaur is
We'll
hungry.
trade with Yoshi.
What a pity if you should be here when he arrives.
Shit, there's a Minotaur? Doesn't sound fucking very kosher. Okay. I don't have any gold, or good enough gold to purchase anything. Where do I see my gold? Okay, I've got 121 gold. The teleport is actually so goated. Bro, teleport is kinda fucking jank as shit, bro, because you can't fucking control it. Okay. I can't attack that. I'm so overloaded. Is there a way I can... Okay. Armor class 2. Gonna put that on. Put on the boots. I swear this thing's gonna TP me right into the Minotaur, and that's not gonna be good vibes for anyone involved. So if we die to the Minotaur, I'm so sorry, guys. That... Oh shit, it's a troll. It's a troll. The fuck? What is this game? Okay.
Another one joins the fray.
I have push. I'm able to move boulders. I thought that was an over-encumbered icon, but it turns out it isn't. GG. Milan just murdered me. A salty little troll. A little curry troll. A little tandoori troll. Okay, let's... That was a better run than the previous one, so let's see how this one goes. Fuck you, Ratmal. Fuck you, second Ratmal. Okay. We got some rat pork chops. And we haven't been TP'd yet. That's good. Activate the switch, because that's the vibe. Nothing in that hole. Nothing in the hole. Okay, we're in the barracks. We're in barracks. We'll drink. Pick that up. Fuck you, Ratma! We'll drink that as well, and we'll pick up something. Oh, worn iron helm. We'll wear it. I mean, doesn't seem terrible. A rough ring. And a flawed ring. Put on the rough ring. Still don't know what it does, but we'll put on the rough ring because I think that's a vibe. I hear things walking about. Serviceable wooden shield. I think we already have one of those. But this one does seem to have some additional stats. Let's check appraising. 2+ to the armor class, so it is better. Provides additional AC while defending. We gotta pick that one up. Ah, it's a mimic! It's a fucking mimic! It's a fucking mimic! Oh... Okay. How do they say? Okay. That was cock. Alright. We'll try again.
Someone new.
We'll try again once more with the warrior class, and then we'll switch over to a different class again. We'll try another class to see how that goes, but yeah, so we got mimicked as fuck. That was unfortunate. Very, very highly unfortunate. Cart has gold. Good. It's locked. I don't have a lockpick on this character. Pick this up. Staff. But I need it. I'll drink the fountain shit. Something Frisian? A worn Frisian hat. Oh, it makes me look like a dapper fellow. I like that. We'll keep that one on. Fuck you, skeleton. That's the goated move. Goated strat is just attack quicker than your opponent. Open this up. We can move through here. Open that up as well. Bleeding? It's not even that type of month, so that sucks. Okay. I've lost some blood. I'm gonna bleed out, guys. I'm gonna bleed out. I do not know yet how to stop the bleeding. Okay, I stopped bleeding. As I say that. Ooh, what's this? What's this? A flawed amulet. We will put it on. I got killed by the fucking amulet. Okay. That clearly wasn't the best move, guys. So let's... We'll do this. We'll grab our shit again. We'll change class. We'll go for warrior next. Confirm. So after we die with this barbarian dude, then we will go to warrior. We'll just take off.
Well, lucky human.
Let's put the warn amulet on. It's strangling me again. What the fuck? And it's cursed. I can't take it off. Fantastic. Okay. Note to self, don't just put on amulets in this game. They're all cursed. All the amulets are fucking cursed. Okay, we've got a spear. It means we've got some range. I think that is definitely a stratish kind of move.
One joins the fray.
We got the spear now.
All the best.
I hope this gives me some range to myself. It does give me some more attack speed though. Killed the rat. That's good. Refresh me some. Can't see shit. That's probably fine. Maybe if I can't see them, they can't see me. Maybe. I'm not sure. Okay. So far, I don't feel like we've caused too much mayhem. We'll go in this direction. Let's check what's going on here. Picking that up. Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Ooh, decrepit shield. Okay, that does not look good. Okay, his polearm attacks so quickly. I love it. Fuck you, rat. Oh, what the hell? White rat? Algerian? He has a name? Oh shit, I'm getting cooked by rats, bro. Ratma! I killed Algeron! Algernon, whatever the fuck his name is. Okay, he was menacing. He was menacing, Ratman. Just focus for a second here. Is there a way I can heal? Is there a way I can heal right now? Medium hunger, large amount of hunger. Main hand, fresh meat, crack. Burn damage. Okay, interesting. Small amount. Worn knuckles. Don't want to wear that. I have a helmet on that I'm pretty happy with. I don't have anything to regen HP with. So I think we'll have to just be cautious. I can go to the next floor. That's good. Rough ring. Okay. Also a bronze sword. Ratma! Fatsua Voken Vorsi? Fatsua! Okay. You see my jaw hanging open, that's because I'm trying to figure out what the fuck to do. And that's my thinking face. It's like half a gaped jaw. Okay. Faded spellbook. No, that's good. It's good. Let's not open too many doors. I think opening too many doors would be a bad... No, not another Algeron! Okay. At least the rats don't do a lot of damage. But there's a lot of rats. That's the other fucking shit. Okay, I've leveled up a couple of times. I'm level 5 warrior now. Warrior, definitely more my type of class. More my type of class. I like this. Okay. Whew. Skills list. Right. I don't know what that means, but okay. Let's appraise this helmet. Appraise the shield as well. Oh, it's cursed. Okay. Uncursed. That's a pretty good shield, not gonna lie. See what else we will uncover. In the meantime, we have to take it nice and slow and easy, else we're gonna get cooked again. And of course, we're making some progress for once. We definitely don't want that to happen. Pick up the gold. Pick up the gold. Another Ratma. Fuck you, Jerry! You Ratma! Did it. That's fine. Here, nothing. Check it here as well. I like that there's a little mini map on the side that I can use to keep my wits about me. No! Okay. Be aware that even the fucking ceiling is a danger in this game. But okay, clearly this class is much better suited for my playstyle because it has the nice spear. It puts a little bit of range and it also has a very quick attack speed. But I think we're going to try about 2 or 3 more times, depending on how far we get. And then I'm going to call it an evening at that. Because I do feel it in my eyes right now. I do feel a little sleepy. Because the CIA has mind drained me again. And killed that guy with taking minimal damage. That's fine. Bottle of something odd or other. Slightly aged Cryptid. I don't know what the Cryptid could be, but the slightly aged something of that nature. Check, what was it? Slightly aged tin. Okay. Definitely not a Cryptid, but a Cryptid it could have been. We'll break the crate. Okay, sounds good. Drink. Feel better. Fatsua, Scopat. Okay. Killed Skelly. Faded spellbook, we'll pick that up. Just need to be aware of the roof at all fucking times. This is the kind of game where the roof is a danger. A threat. Okay. Dead end. There. Gold. Button says, okay, it's lief vir jou, maar ek gaan nou slaap. Lekker slaap, Triton. Thanks, brother, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm also almost wrapping up. But thanks very much for tuning in, my guy. I hope you had a lovely evening. And I hope you learned a lot about the urban legends of Southern Africa. Check you on the next one, bro. Check you tomorrow. There's a rat again. Fuck the rat this time. We got some cheese. Moldy, but cheese nonetheless. Down here. Now this does remind me of one of those games where you kind of have to explore every nook and cranny, because the escape is, you know, it's pretty obvious. It's where, like, it's close by. You can quickly get to it. Fuck. Another Ratma. Do these upgrades persist? It doesn't look like it. I wonder what the perma upgrades are, or are there perma upgrades in this game? I don't know yet. But that would be cool to know. Break the jar, we'll grab the things. Break the jar and grab the things. I think this will be the last round I try. I am, like I said, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the fucking tiredness. I don't trust you, Chest. No, I trust you. Give you a little spanky poo and you seem okay. White book. Interesting. I wonder what the white book could teach me. Interesting. Dead ends. Oh, shit. Shit. I don't want to take on 2 skellies at once. They're too powerful right now. Okay. Smash melee. Ooh, okay, that was a bit stressful right there for a second. Honestly thought they were gonna cook me. I was gonna get killed. Drink from the fountain. We are now drunk. We have taken some hits and we are bleeding right now, but right now we're still looking pretty. Triton Bucky says, a final thought, you have been my friend. That in itself is a tremendous thing. Ebia White, for me, it itself is a terrible thing. Such a nice little thing to say. Thank you, Mr. Triton. Although I don't know what the last part means. It sounds terrible now, but thanks, I suppose. Ooh, we gotta put it on the Phrygian hat. That's just the swag. That's the swagger. We'll eat the cheese. Drink the booze. We're already drunk. We might as well. Ooh, we are very drunk. Right about now. That's okay. Drink again. Pick up the ring. We're a bunch of tootsies. Tokoloshe. Okay. Full. Ooh, we can break down the wall. Oh, shit. It's like the opposite of what Tron pointed. Having a pain in my neck. I think we've explored most of it. I think we can go to the next floor. Read that. Read that. I don't know what to upgrade to though. That's the other problem. I do feel like I'm being kind of over encumbered here. So that's something to take note of. How's my stats and stuff? Everything's looking decent enough. I don't know if there's anything else I can fucking upgrade though. That's the other thing as well. Let's move to the next level. I think we've for once cleared out almost an entire floor. That should be pretty good. That feels pretty fucking strong. But I feel very fucking slow. That's the other problem. Rottement! Okay. To the rat. We've upgraded again. Good. Ooh, this is a pretty book. I want to pick up the pretty book. Let me eat the slightly aged fish. Pick up the pretty book. Identify the pretty book. Let us identify the pretty book. Can't fucking learn it. It sucks. Okay. Let's kill this skelly. Before he's even gotten a hit in. Well done, well done. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Take the gold. Body potion. Well, we're gonna drop the bread? I don't think so. We'll hold on to that. Read the sign. No trespassing. Yeah, I need to drop off some things. Applies teleportation, random intervals. We don't want that. I'm hearing something, and it sounds like bullshit. We'll drop that. Drop that. Drop that. Drop that as well. We'll drop that too. That is cursed. Drop that. That. We'll drop all the cursed items. I don't think we need the cursed items. Auto sort our inventory. I think we're fine. We put on the glasses, we can see better now. Ooh, and we feel a bit faster as well. That's good. There is a... There's a burger in here. Ooh, it is a snack balance. Felix's Delicatessen. Ooh, hello, welcome to Felix's Delicatessen. A bubbly potion of healing, 96 gold. Okay, interesting. I have some money. I think we should buy the potion of healing. Definitely think the potion of healing doesn't sound like a bad purchase. It sounds like a good option, guys. Gotta do it. Gotta do what we gotta do. Okay, so going to the next floor will be as simple as just going around here and going through there. But now we have to unlock first. We open up, pick up the ring. These can wait. We need to find a way to open the next door. We'll pick up the gold. Shit. I hear a boulder. Whew! We almost got bouldered, boys. That's not good. But at least we survived. At least we survived. Let's explore in this region here. I don't think we've gone through here much. Ooh, a book. Another unidentified flying book. Inspect gravestone. Here lies Julian, got trumped by his pet troll. Okay, so there might be a troll in the area. Or there's just Julian's pet troll that has died in the meantime. I don't know. Let's open the sack up. Whoa, open that up. Okay, good. All seems good. All seems in order. We should probably go down here first. That's dead end. It is a dead end, unfortunately. Open the crate up. Grab some gold. Some gold. Brand new copy of Sightings of the Lich. What the fuck? Okay. Let's check. Is this thing cursed? Can we read it? Written by Denizen of Barony. It's uncursed. I'm not going to read it, though, but it seems fine. This is the other entrance. Ooh. Cracked gem. We're cracked out tonight, boys. There's something here. Oh, this is the exit. Okay, great. We know where the exit is. We can proceed through this. Through this area. Let's pick up some more gold. Still good. Still good. Did another boulder fucking happen? Serviceable torch. Drink. I'm invisible! It's fantastic! Now you see me? Now you fucking don't! Look at me being mischievous. You can't see me, my invisibility cloak is on. Interact with demon? Yay! Lead the way, clearlyCubbage. Oh, I've got a fucking compatriot! Yay, I'm not alone in this world anymore. Okay. That's good. I have a human companion. Her name is Lucia. But I will rename her to Lydia. In honor of Lydia from Skyrim. Okay. Cool. try and break through the wall. I don't know what it's going to achieve, but let's see. Okay, that did something. Alright, let's explore the rest of this cavernous hole. I see something. I don't know what I'm seeing. Could be good, it could be bad. I don't know. But let's just break down the wall and see what's going on. Broken into pieces. And it's... fuck all. Okay, great. Fantastic. Okay, there is a boulder. We've killed the skeleton. Pick that up. Okay, let's open up here. We'll continue exploring a little bit more there. Maybe there's some more hidden things. Now, the fact that there's gold lying on the ground leads me to believe there is a trap of some kind. It will distract me. So, do we think it's a boulder? Probably a boulder in the dark. There's the boulder! Aha. We are growing wiser to these things. Worn bronze mace. No, we don't need that. Tough gem. I don't think we need that either. It's another skelly. Oh, I thought it's a very dapper looking dude, but it's not. Decrepit iron shield. I don't want that. It's fine. So we've checked everything now. Oh, here's the fucking opening. Or the thing to open with. That's bullshit. I thought it was like hidden. And it was just hidden in the dark. Okay. And now what? Oh, it's a puzzle with multiple people and I'm playing solo, so let's just go to the other thing. I'm a little fool. Strangulation. We will drop that. Drop that. Drop that. That. We're still a little over encumbered, so we'll drop shields. We'll drop the worn iron axe as well. And the decrepit helm. We'll drop that too. Oh, fuck's sakes. It's a Minotaur. Minotaur level.
My Minotaur is hungry.
Not good.
What a pity if you should be here.
Lydia, no! Well, it was probably good knowing her. That's unfortunate. He will be missed, I suppose. Excellent wizard hat. Definitely want to put on the wizard hat. Just because it's cool. But we want to make sure it's not cursed first. It's uncursed. Does give me intelligence. I'm not even a wizard, but it's cool enough. Look, it's spider! No, I don't like that. I don't like the spider. Here likes Tom. It's a ghoul? Ghouls and goblins and ghosts and freaks. Okay. My stealth is increased. Excellent knuckles. But I've got pretty good knuckles already as is. Yeah, I need something to heal with again. Let me drink that. We're looking pretty. We're sitting pretty, boys. I'm seriously dreading coming face to face with that Minotaur. I'll be quite honest with you. I'm hungry! No! I have to eat that, and I will need food so soon. I will need food very, very fucking soon. Okay. All of this is closed up. We can check around here. What was that sound? I heard an ominous sound. Torches are also starting to run lower. So far, it's not the end of the world. Bandana? No, I don't need the bandana. It's a troll again. Fuck the troll. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I am very fucking low. I'm very low, I'm very low. This is not very good. No, I don't want to die. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, that was a good learning experience. It was a good learning experience, but with that, we will call it an evening there. And I will say thank you to everyone who hopped on. Of course, do you believe in some of these urban legends we discussed tonight? I'd love to hear from you guys. Drop off in the chat, let me know. Also, message in the comments down below after the fact. Thank you very much for hopping on and watching tonight's stream with me. We'll be back tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Central African time or Central European Summer Time. We'll also be streaming again on Friday evening at 6 p.m. Actually, we'll start at 5 p.m. Start at 5 p.m. on Friday. And on Friday, we will be doing the Cryptid talking about cryptids in Southern Africa as well as other regions in the country. We'll also be discussing, tomorrow evening, we'll check out if we'll be doing another Warcraft stream like we usually do on Wednesdays now. Very, very much enjoying the Warcraft streams. So we'll just keep on doing that. But yeah, that's about it. So guys, I will leave you with the final thoughts. Please go and check your dogs. Make sure their turds are, healthy. And also check for any white dog turds. If you see any, please don't forget to post the pictures and share the pictures with me. #clearlyCubbage so that I can find them, so I can see them easily. If you see one roaming online, a picture or a video roaming online of a white dog turd, please feel free to tag me. I'd love to see that so that we can confirm if it's still around. Now, thank you for everyone who tuned in. That is the end of the stream. Let's quickly check if Kusanagi is streaming, and maybe we'll do a raid on his channel. He is indeed streaming, so we will do a raid on his channel and we'll move over into that. I thank you all for watching with me, and let's hop over into Mr. Kusanagi Ryu 1's stream where he's streaming some Warzone being played. Or Splitgate 2, I'm not sure which one of the two. It looks like Splitgate, so let's do that now. And like I said, thank you very much, guys, for watching. We're going to tune out now, and I see you again tomorrow evening. Ciao.